And good afternoon, everyone. Thanks for watching SFU football here on Clan TV. Howard Samura here, along with our color analyst Nick Sersky. And Nick, just moments away from kickoff here at Terry Fox Field. This losing streak, it's the subject of great interest, I think, in the local sports community. But a new coach here, Thomas Ford, wants to turn things around. A 33-game losing streak as the Clan set to take on Willamette here today.
And absolutely, Tom Ford brings with him a renewed energy to this team. And it started in the offseason where they had 40 to 50 guys stay here in the offseason and train. And Tom just talked about, since he got here in January, is focusing on the process. The results will come. We may not be the biggest, fastest, strongest team, but you can control your process. You can control your energy level, and I think that's what they're going to have to focus on here early on against the Willamette team that, while also winless last season, is going to pose a strong test for them in their first game this season.
Really, you're right about that, Nick. Trying to get over the hump of that 33-game losing streak, and you need that positive reinforcement that Coach Ford brings. I know we were both in the locker room in January, the day of his hiring, and we got to see him address his players for the first time. It was a real situation. He walked in, he talked to them, they met him for the first time. What did you come away with in the way he handled the situation that day?
Well, he's a young guy. He's a real, I think it's what they call player's coach. He's got a fiery attitude, and you just see the gentleman in practice and in training camp. You hear them hooting and hollering, and you check out Tom Ford's. He's a great follow on social media, by the way. You see his posts on social media where they're doing friendly competitions in practice just to stay. In the end, this game is still fun, and when you're in a 33-game losing streak, you're kind of searching for anything positive that can come. And that's what they're going to have to focus on is having fun, getting out there, and finally, after 3.5 weeks of training camp, hitting somebody else in a different color jersey. And I think that all the gents out there today are going to be happy about that.
Well, certainly the effects of his recruiting class, his first recruiting class here with the Clan, Nick, will be seen in coming years. But he's inherited a lot of talent, and you've got to point that talent that's not used to winning in the right direction. Miles Richardson, the quarterback, he inherits as his senior quarterback. Talk about Miles and some of the other key components of this offense.
Well, and I think, when we talked to Ford before the season started, he was really excited about having Miles as a senior quarterback coming in. That's not something that you might inherit usually as an incoming coach. And so Miles brings with him, obviously, his ability with his legs to scramble, but also his ability to read coverages. We're going to have to see how far the offensive line has progressed since last season. A little bit of struggle last year protecting the quarterback, but we've got some young guys coming up. Braden Gatlin, the GNAC freshman of the year last season, coming into his second season, really looking to round into form in that tackle position. And so if they can protect Miles and then establish that run game, that was what Coach Ford talked about as well, was just establishing a run game, chewing the clock, chewing some hard yardages out, and they'll find success if they can establish that offensive line of scrimmage.
Well, people might have a hard time believing it, but this Clan team, their first 4 years in GNAC, had a 1,000-yard rusher basically every season, right through Bo Palmer and some great players there. They want to establish it, and the guy he's brought in, he wanted an established running backs, bringing in a redshirt junior named Jason Nelson from California. Just talk about what he might represent potentially in this offensive backfield.
Well, and Coach Ford called him Mini Marshawn. We were really excited about that here in the Pacific Northwest. Obviously, Marshawn Lynch, an epic legend up here in the Pacific Northwest. And, his ability, Nelson's ability to just read the blocks, one cut, running downhill. I think that's what he's going to bring to this offense. We saw some tape on him earlier in the week from his JUCO days, and just runs downhill, but can catch the ball out of the backfield. And we often see maybe your superstar running back, maybe not all the best in your pass pro, and maybe comes out, doesn't block downfield for his buddies. But we saw that in Nelson's highlight tape, was blocking downfield for his teammates, and I think he just brings that energy, and that he's gonna make his one cut and just run downhill. And that's what he's going to bring to this offense, and I'm excited to see him.
I love what you said about sacrificing yourself, blocking. I mean, he was putting his body on the line. What a great video clip that was to watch. What about the receiving core here? 6'7", Ryzen John is a third-year, a junior receiver out of Vancouver College. He's had his struggles in the classroom. He's fought through them. He's here as a prime target. He's also got Robert Metters and Devin O'Hay, a couple of impressive freshmen. What are your thoughts on this receiving core?
Well, and I think the Coach Ford's they talked about the Rise and John game plan since January was just throw the ball up to him. He's 6'7", but I think the past 2 seasons, John was a little bit thin, and he's really bulked up. Seeing him in training camp, he's really filled out his frame, and I think that he's going to be a really big threat in the red zone, but also possession-wise over the middle. He can make some big catches. He's got a wide frame, a wide sort of target for Miles to hit. And then we did talk a bit about some of the freshmen that he's bringing in. He expected, especially you talked about O'Hague making an impact here in his first season. How you watched him in the high school football system for the past couple of years. What did you think of O'Hague?
Really impressive overall athlete playing out on the North Shore, and he should be interesting to watch here. And we know the freshmen are going to get touches here in this game. We're about a minute away from the opening kickoff. Be remiss not to mention the defense. Let's just, as we visit that defense throughout the game, Nick, start off just off the top by talking very quickly about this defensive line. It's a veteran group and could be the strong point of this team.
And that is the strong point of you hit it right on the head there, Howie. They've got 3 seniors, and in their front 7, they've got 4 seniors in that senior class. They're going to be the guts of this defensive line, trying to hold this Willamette rushing attack in check and get some pressure on the quarterback. That's going to be their strength, and we're looking forward to see what this defensive unit can bring after struggling a bit last season.
Well, the Simon Fraser clan will start off the 2018 season. Willamette Bearcats are back to return the opening kickoff. And that's number 24, Jeremiah James, a 5'9", looks like a senior, back to return the kick. And we are moments away from the start of this 2018 Simon Fraser season, full of anticipation here from Terry Fox Field. And the kick there from number 88, Metzelaar. And James will take it at his own 8-yard line, cross the 10 up to the 20, puts his head down for extra yardage, is going to get up to about the 25-yard line or so. We'll see where they mark that football. But Simon Fraser's defense getting a chance to make an early statement here in this football game.
And really excited about what safety Ben Meineker can bring to this unit. He's going to be the defensive captain back there, just overseeing this whole defensive unit. He's going to fly around the field. He can get some interceptions. He can run downhill and make some tackles as well. So we'll see what this Willamette offense can bring here early in the first quarter.
Well, it's Matthew Castaneda is the quarterback, number 4, ready to take the snap in this football game with a eye towards getting to that Clan end zone. Early pass, and it's going to be caught right off the top by number 85 for Willamette. A short gain there for Zach Utsi. He's a freshman tight end out of Lincoln, California. As you mentioned off the top, Nick, this Willamette team as well, winless last season. Under head coach Glenn Foles, a veteran there with this Willamette team. Second and about 3 now for Willamette. Handoff in the backfield, met by a swarm of Clan tacklers, led by number 22, Gabe Lopes.
And we talked about the senior class, and that's Lopes there filling in that gap well, stopping that power run there, creating a 3rd and short here, but a great tackle by Lopes to fill the gap.
Yeah, Lopes from that Sam linebacker spot prevents the first down, 3rd and short here for Willamette. Castaneda, as we said, the 5'11", 195-pound junior quarterback. On 3rd down here for the Bearcats. Whistles blow, flags fly.
I think it's procedure.
Number 63, 5-yard penalty.
Cameron Combs, the junior center, getting called for the penalty there. So they'll move that one back 5 yards. And we'll call this 3rd and 6 from about the 20, or rather the 30, what are we at there, 32-yard line. Big down here defensively early for the Clan. Incomplete, and Simon Fraser's defense coming up big there. I believe that was Meineker coming in with the coverage, and A nice initial showing for this Clan defense.
100%. A 3-and-out is exactly how you want to start the game, and Meinecker read that the quarterback was going to check down to the running back coming out of the backfield. The pass was a little high, and Meinecker laid the boom and created that incompletion, and a 3-and-out to start. Howie, that's all we can ask for.
And the veterans that highlighted that defensive stand there in Lopes and Meinecker, good job for Simon Fraser's defense. Of course, Gavin Cobb, Simon Fraser's superstar kick returner, out for the season. And that's a big loss for Simon Fraser. Fair catch called for at the 31-yard line, so some good field position there for Simon Fraser.
The 30-yard line by number 4, Ethan Basalt.
Ethan Basalt there back. So Simon Fraser set to take over. You're going to see the senior quarterback, Miles Richardson.
Well, check that, Howie. We had a penalty roughing the kicker.
Oh.
It's not what you want on your first special teams play of the season. Looks like Willamette's going to come back out and take the ball over.
Good golly for Simon Fraser. What a huge gaffe here early. And the Willamette players, to their surprise, marching right back out on the field in a first down. Roughing the kicker, the call there, and Willamette now with a first down just shy of midfield at about the 46-yard line. Oh, whistles will fly there. It's early season football here at Terry Fox Field. I think procedure apparently on Willamette.
Same thing, that Willamette center. Cameron Combs, just a little bit of miscommunication with his quarterback there. That's twice so far here in the early first quarter, but Simon Fraser will take all the free yards they can get.
So they'll move it back to about the 41-yard line and call it 1st and 14. Crossing pattern, catch by number 2, and a nice tackle there for Simon Fraser. And number 41, Shane Ward, the linebacker out of Spanaway, Washington, with a stop there. So Willamette getting just past the original line of scrimmage.
See here on the replay, Howie, just a quick check, some man coverage there on the right side, and Simon Fraser rallies up and creates just a bit a short gain there for Willamette of 6 yards.
Samet with the catch there. Call it about 2nd and 9 here. Over the middle. Pass there intended for number 85, Zach Utze. Called his name already, the freshman tight end out of Lincoln, California.
And Meinecker was there right again, coming downhill. I think if that pass was on target, it might have been intercepted and taken back a couple yards for Meinecker there. Great read in the defensive secondary there by Meinecker.
So see if the Clan defense can hold strong again on 3rd down. 3rd and long here for Willamette, inching towards midfield. Stops and starts here in this initial quarter. Howard Samura, Nick Sersky here, Clan TV. Thanks for joining us on our opener to the 2018 season here from Terry Fox Field. A great crowd on hand. They've filled up the berm. They filled up the seats close to the field here. A great atmosphere for...
And $1 hot dogs, Howie.
Oh my gosh.
We better get some later this game. I'm excited.
So Castaneda now on 3rd down. Far side of the field initially is met early and taken down well shy of the first down marker. So the Clan defense holds strong again. We'll see if they can keep their discipline on special teams, Nick, and actually get something going here. They fair catched it with Basalt last time around. Well, number 4, the Mount Boucherie product from West Kelowna, back again to return this kick from about his 10-yard line.
And obviously, Howie, too bad to have the roughing the kicker, but the defense has had technically 2 3-and-outs in a row. Really good energy that they've brought, rallying up to the ball and not really getting Willamette letting any space to get a first down in their first drive.
So Basalt will call for the fair catch at the 11-yard line, I believe it was. So a lot of field ahead for Simon Fraser's first official offensive foray of the season. We're just beginning to talk about Miles Richardson, the senior quarterback, when we noticed the flag for roughing the kicker. Richardson, see if he can get a fresh start to this season, see if he can have a balanced offense, Nick. It's really going to help him with that passing game.
And I think that's what he's excited about is Coach Ford's offense is, they're going to do some ground and pound with Nelson, but also Ford mentioned that he would like to air it out and give Richardson the ability to hit some of their big receivers down the field.
They will hand off to Nelson. He's going to drag a host of tacklers over the line of scrimmage. Jason Nelson with his opening touch of the ball game, number 1. Nick mentioned off the top the nickname Mini Marchand. From Tracy, California, a redshirt junior. This Clan player down on the field right now, number 51. Colt Maddock, a defensive lineman from Red Deer, Alberta. And the training staff out to tend to him. For the latest SFU athletics news, stats, videos, and more, visit athletics.sfu.ca. You can also stay connected with us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Hashtag #RepTheLeaf, hashtag NCAA EA, NCAA. All here on Clan TV. And Simon Fraser, player, being helped off the field. A nice hand as he comes off the field.
Just looks like he got rolled up on Howie. That looks like an ankle or a knee. Hopefully he's okay. You'd hate to lose one of your starting offensive linemen on the first offensive play of the season. Hopefully he's just wrap it up and he'll be okay.
Now Colt Maddock, I believe, moved into the starting spot of Devin Pott. You were mentioning off the top Devin Pott with an injury at that other offensive tackle spot.
Yeah, absolutely. And we mentioned how young this offensive line is. And I think that this is going to be offensive line by committee. They're going to have some young, inexperienced guys. But when you're blocking for a guy like Nelson as an offensive lineman, you love running downhill and just kicking the snot out of the defensive lineman that's coming at you. So I think they're excited to block and hopefully can come together as a unit as the season progresses.
2nd and 7 from the 15. A nice pass up the side of the field along the sidelines for the first down. Devin O'Hay, the pure freshman, with a nice catch on the sideline.
Yeah, nice quick out by O'Haig there. Soft coverage on the far side by Willamette's corner there. And O'Haig just able to haul it in and get the initial first down of the game for Simon Fraser's offense.
Devin O'Hay out of Argyle Secondary in North Vancouver. And as Coach Ford had mentioned, one of those impact freshmen. This time the handoff to Nelson. He heads to the sidelines, wants to spin, keeps those legs moving, but is met by a host of Willamette tacklers. Short, if any, gain there up to about the 14-yard line. Or rather, the 24-yard line.
And that's not something we saw a ton of, the Simon Fraser going no huddle last season, but we saw that as they got their first down rush to the line. And Nelson with that zone run just to the right, put his foot in the ground and got a yard and a half, creating a 2nd and 9 for Simon Fraser.
Hand off again to Nelson, finds some room up the field, tries to straight arm, keeps those legs moving, and that is a great run for Jason Nelson up to about the 38-yard line. Another Clan first down.
And that's what you set up with that inside zone to the right, Howie. We'll see it on the replay. Both guards pull, and Willamette's defenders nowhere to be seen, and Nelson just takes it for a nice 15-yard gain up the middle.
He keeps those legs moving, breaks the tackle. Simon Fraser on the move down the field. Miles Richardson getting ready here. Short little drop, looks downfield. Ooh, is going downfield, not looking for Ryzen John. I believe the pass intended for Metters. Robert Metters, the other freshman wide receiver.
But I was really impressed with Richardson's composure on that play. He felt the pressure, stepped up, went off his first read, which was, I believe, John on this short side here, who was double covered by Willamette, and was trying to get the crosser over the middle, just threw it out of his reach.
2nd and 10 here from the 38-yard line. They will hand the ball off again, this time right in the offensive backfield. Clan won't go anywhere there. The initial tackle made there by number 11 of the Willamette Bearcats. That's Tommy McDevitt, the junior linebacker out of Santa Clara, California. So Simon Fraser here having to get something happening here on 3rd down, 3rd and long, call it 3rd and 8 from the 40. Flags fly here. Nelson, the only man in the backfield, along with his quarterback. False start called on the Clan. And certainly that's not going to help matters here, moving the ball back to the 35. So Call it 3rd and 13.
3rd and 13 for SFU.
Wallace in the backfield, you think pass here, and perhaps a jump ball for Ryzen John. We'll see what happens here. Richardson looks to the far sidelines, has a man, and it's good for a first down and more down the sidelines. What a great job down to the just outside the 30-yard line, I believe it was, and that's a gain. The freshman Devin O'Hay. Devin O'Hay proving elusive on the sidelines twice now, Nick.
100%. Just a quick in there at the first down sticks, and Simon Fraser going no huddle here to try and catch Willamette off guard.
1st and 10 at the 27-yard line of the Bearcats. Tempo being established here on offense. Richardson, far side of the field, close side of the field rather, goes to Metters down to about the 20. So a short gain there.
Brings up 2nd and 3, SFU.
Actually make that a gain of 7, so 2nd and 3. The Clan driving down the field here. The big 3rd down play. And some real tempo here established on the offensive side. The handoff. And Nelson met by Willamette tacklers, but a great drive now underway here from Simon Fraser.
It's nice to see just some positive plays on 1st and 2nd down, Howie. Not a ton of what we saw last year, 3rd and short. And I think I'm going to call another Nelson run here just up the middle to try and pick up this 1st down.
Indeed, Nelson will take the football, probing and trying to battle his way up. It looks like he will be close to that marker. Nope, they're going to move the sticks. It's a 1st down, it looks like.
And that's what Nelson brings,
wow.
Howie, a no-nonsense attitude, just running downhill. And if you need a 1.5 yards, he's going to pick up 2.
Huge 1st down for Simon Fraser. They got a guy that they can ground out the carries here. Coach Ford saying he could get well into double figures in carries. Richardson back and scrambling, and he's going to get taken down in the backfield for a loss. Looked like number 11, McDevitt, a gain from his linebacker spot in there to cause all kinds of havoc there for Miles Richardson, the senior quarterback. The Willamette player down on the field is number 68, Maximilian Picardo. And the training staff out to attend to the 6'1", 255 junior defensive lineman from Menifee, California. So he's okay.
Howie, you have to be impressed early on with what Simon Fraser's doing here on offense and defensively. Marching down the field here, starting inside your own 20-yard line and getting down inside your opponent's 20. Really good to see from, Richardson looks really composed. We gave up a sack on that last play, but he's had some time to throw, which we saw on that O'Hay, the long 3rd and 13 conversion. A really nice route, and Richardson progressed through his reads and hit O'Hay on the right side and picked up that 1st down. So nice to see the Clan offense moving forward here early in this 1st quarter.
A great shot on our Clan TV replay of Devin O'Hay's catch on the sideline. Such a decisive player, makes a nice sharp cut after he makes that catch. It shakes his tackler and goes down the sideline. The big play on this drive, Devin O'Hay. So the former Argyle Piper doing some good things here. Metters also with a catch, the 2 pure freshmen pitching in here for senior quarterback Miles Richardson and the Simon Fraser Clan. 2nd down, Simon Fraser. As they come up to the edge of the red zone here, Richardson back to pass, lots of time. All of a sudden, protection is going to fall and he will go down hard. 2 sacks in a row now. Willamette's pressure coming courtesy of Teddy Rose, number 52, the defensive lineman.
Yeah, Willamette just brought some pressure there. I think their coverage downfield caught Richardson off guard and took the sack and probably moved Simon Fraser out of out of field goal range here, hoping they can pick up some yardage here to get back in range of a field goal.
3rd and a bundle. They'll resort to the passing game here. Richardson looking to the far sideline, has a man, and it's Awunze with a great catch. He's going to drag a tackler down to about the 13-yard line. He's not going to get all of it back, but it is moving him back into field goal range here. As 4th down, call it about 4th and 7. Are they just trying to draw the defense offside here on 4th down, Nick, or are they?
Not sure.
It looks like they're going for it. Richardson the pass, looking for a man in the end zone. Oh, just knocked away. But a flag flies. Number 3 with the coverage. That was Rodriguez with the coverage on Metters at the corner of the near end zone.
And a real gutsy call to go for it on 4th and 7 in field goal range. But obviously Richardson or Coach Ford saw something that he liked in the corner of the end zone there. Did a bit of a half roll for Richardson here and was able to draw the pass interference call. Nice ball by Richardson. Flag's flying. That's going to go down to the 1-yard line.
Andrew Rodriguez thought he had made the play, the junior out of Santa Clara, California. But the call will go against Willamette. And as Nick says, down to the 1-yard line. 1st and goal here for Simon Fraser. A lengthy drive now, penalty-aided, but some big plays as well. And gutsy call on 4th down has him. And they will, they are saying touchdown. Jason Nelson.
No, just called him short, Howie. Just called him short. The other field judge came in and marked him just short.
So a short gain there by Jason Nelson.
I'm predicting another Nelson run here, Howie.
Nelson has
Could
been
3 more straight if we don't get it.
Well, they're giving him some nice run up here in the backfield behind Miles Richardson. Again, Nelson, and this time looks like he's got in for the touchdown. Jason Nelson, Minnie Marchand has the touchdown on the Clan drive, and Simon Fraser with a great drive. Nick gets down, puts the first points on the board this season.
Howie, and just a great drive that they put together. A couple 3rd down conversions, a couple long 3rd down and a 4th down conversion where we drew some pass interference or a pass interference penalty. And just a couple great runs there by Nelson. I think that's what we're going to see if we're inside the 5, Howie, is a lot of Jason Nelson running downhill and punches it in there for the into the end zone, and the Clan with an early lead.
Jason Nelson, I asked him, and I told you in the just before we got on the air, Nick, I asked him yesterday, have you ever been a feature back? And he looks at me and he goes, I don't think so. So he's enjoying the time getting the major carries. I think he averaged 7 carries a game last year at Delta College in San Joaquin, California.
And that's how Coach Ford said he wanted to use him, was getting him 20 to 25 touches a game. And if we can, if that offensive line can establish the run game, why not give him 20 to 25 yards if he's going to churn out the yardage that he did this drive?
Well, Simon Fraser with a roughing the kicker penalty early on, thought perhaps you're not going to be able to gain that traction, that momentum they want, but the defense held tough twice, and they then answer on offense. So a great start here for Simon Fraser football in this 2018 season.
We're going to get our first look at Simon Fraser's new kicker here, Metzelar.
Keith Metzelar, wearing number 88, the freshman. And the kick is good. So Simon Fraser with a 7-0 lead here. The midway mark of the opening quarter of play here from Terry Fox Field. Howard Samura, Nick Sersky with you. Hope you enjoy the first of so many Clan TV sports broadcasts throughout the season. Simon Fraser, of course, playing non-conference, and a great way to get ready for the GNAC season. We know they're going to face among the best competition in D2 football. It's the same story every year, Nick. As you have mentioned throughout the summer in our conversations about football, Simon Fraser is regularly going to be playing nationally ranked teams in league play.
Absolutely, and in our conference we've got Central Washington and Western Oregon, who were both nationally ranked last season, as well as Humboldt. And so there's a lot of strong competition here in the GNAC. This is a good test for Simon Fraser starting off with this non-conference team, but really happy to just have football back, Howie. It was great to wake up on Saturday morning, catch some of those early games.
Oh boy, was that ever fun.
And it's fall is in the air. You can tell the temperature's dropped a bit, but football's back, and we're excited to be here.
And Simon Fraser kicking off Fielded at about the, they were going to call the play dead inside the 10-yard line.
And so that's a new rule, Howie. If the returner fair catches inside the 25-yard line,
it's automatically
brought out to the 25-yard line, which is one of the safety concerns, and they realize that there's a lot of injuries that do happen on the kickoff, and so that's just a way to minimize that impact. So any fair catch on a kickoff inside the 25 will automatically be brought out to the 25 first and 10.
As I saw in my Oregon State-Ohio State game this morning, and I was, there's a new rule there.
We're all learning.
We're all learning. Matthew Castendata, the quarterback, wearing number 4 here for Willamette. Quick pass. Heads out towards the sidelines. A nice gain on first down of about 7 yards for Willamette. Of course, Willamette hailing from Salem, Oregon, the state capital.
24-19. Second down and 4.
So 2nd and 4 for Willamette. Fake in the backfield. Number 6 with the ball down the sidelines with a nice run. Flag will fly. That was Kane Farmer, the junior running back.
I think a late hit out of bounds as well. How he's going to tack 15 yards on that play. Just a bit of confusion there or Willamette trying to cause a bit of confusion in the backfield, and it worked. A great carry there by Farmer. Takes it around the left edge and scampers out of bounds, and then gets hit by a couple Clan defenders. That'll tack on 15 yards and take it inside Simon Fraser's.
Wow, big penalty there. I didn't get the number of the Clan player taking the penalty, but nonetheless, Willamette now in Simon Fraser territory, 1st and 10 at the Clan 45. Pass to the sidelines, picked off by the Clan. It's picked off. He is going to go at the 20, the 10, and he will score. Simon Fraser with a interception, pick 6. That's Jaron Bailey, the corner. What a play, Nick.
Boy, Bailey read that like a book. Willamette had been doing some quick ins earlier in their first drive, and Bailey just read that, picked it off, and there was nobody in his way. Took it 50-some-odd yards for the touchdown, and a defensive touchdown for Simon Fraser. We can see it on the replay here. Just a stop route, and Bailey ran the route for the wide receiver, and nobody's going to catch him.
Was that 55 yards? He returned that for the score. Jaron Bailey, the Burnaby Mountain secondary grad, what a play, a senior on that defense, and they were talking about Gavin Cobb not being there. Who would be the return guy? They were actually saying Bailey might be one of those type of guys. You saw the speed there. You saw why. What a play. And Simon Fraser with a 13-0 lead.
It's an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty after or during the return. The touchdown will count, and they'll put those yardage on the kickoff. But just a great play by Bailey there to step in front of the Willamette receiver, and there was nobody who was going to touch him.
Keys Metzelars again puts it through. 14-0. We're still in the first quarter of play. Simon Fraser with a 2-touchdown lead over Willamette. The defensive touchdown. What a highlight for senior Jaron Bailey and the rest of that Clan defense. Steps right in front of the pass.
And while we have a second, Howie, we'll go to break here with Simon Fraser leading 14-0 over the Willamette Bearcats.
kickoff for the Clan on the 20-yard line following the...
And welcome back, everybody. Clan TV here, opening quarter of play. Simon Fraser 14, Willamette nothing. The Clan getting ready to kick off following the pick six. Interception touchdown there by Jaron Bailey, the senior Clan cornerback. And of course, a Jason Nelson 1-yard touchdown run earlier, accounting for the scoring here. The ball bobbled a bit there by Willamette. Clan special teamers getting down the field and putting the kibosh on Willamette at about their own 25-yard line. So this Clan defense charged up with momentum gets to come right back onto the field.
100%, Howie. There's nothing like a pick six that'll get your spirits going here early on in the season and in this contest. Look for Simon Fraser to continue to press the Willamette receivers and not really giving them much space short. What Willamette's going to have to do is adjust and maybe take a couple deep shots to back those safeties up, but we'll see how they adjust here on their third drive of this game.
We'll see what Castaneda does here, the junior quarterback. See if he can get back on the horse here for Willamette. Fires towards the sidelines, a catch made there, and that will be number 85 with the catch, I believe. Zach Utze, the tight end with a catch.
He's had a couple quick outs there, Howie. We'll see it on the replay here, and that's just a release valve for the quarterback. Quick out there, rally up and make a tackle. Simon Fraser second and short here for Willamette.
Castaneda looking on the other side of the field. He's going to feel the pressure and scramble. He heads to the sidelines. Close to the original line of scrimmage, may have lost a yard or two, but nice pressure from the Clan's number 74 on that play. That was Ray Arcega, the defensive tackle, the senior veteran.
And we talked about their ability early on, Howie. This senior defensive line is going to have to create some pressure on Castaneda, and that's exactly what they did. Make him roll out to his right. Didn't feel comfortable throwing that ball downfield and brings up a third down.
Well, Arcega, the veteran guy, the only guy, the oldest, longest-serving Clan player on this roster. Great move there, showing some nice speed in the open field. Ball's tipped and picked. It's picked off again by the Clan. That is Ben Meinecker. Johnny on the spot. Great reaction from Meinecker. Oh, check that. I'm sorry, Brendan Lowry with that pick. Number 3, Lowry. And Lowry, what a job.
We'll see it on the replay here. Really not a bad read by Castaneda, but I think that receiver's got to come up with that reception there. That was 24, Jeremiah James. It just goes right through his hands, and Meinecker's there waiting, and a second interception, 2 drives in a row, Howie. A great start for this Simon Fraser defense.
And again, we will correct our mistake there. That was Brendan Lowry, number 3, with the interception. And Lowry, the sophomore defensive back from Alberta, Okotoks, Alberta. What a great play to set up Simon Fraser. 1st and 10 from their own 38-yard line. Richardson back to pass, has a man down the middle, is a catch! It's Ryzen John for the touchdown! Simon Fraser! Ryzen John, the 6'7" junior out of Vancouver College. What a catch and run, and what a payoff for Ryzen John, who's battled so hard to stay on the field for this Simon Fraser Clan football team. Nick, they're in sync offensively.
And just a nice read offensively by Richardson here. The motion comes out to the right. Not sure if we're going to get a replay here, but John is just left on the backside, on a backside post, and he's left one-on-one with his defender. Just beats him, straight up beats him, and Richardson throws it up, and John waltzes into the end zone for another big touchdown for Simon Fraser.
Metzlar kicks his 3rd convert of this opening quarter of play, 21-0 for the Simon Fraser Clan, working on trying to snap a 33-game losing streak. Nick, they've done everything in their power to make that happen here in the opening quarter.
Absolutely, and offensively, how you mentioned it, in sync. We're just seeing the replay there, the John touchdown, and a nice panoramic view of Terry Fox Field here. Boy, Howie, I don't think they could have scripted it any better here. Just under 3 minutes left in the first quarter, and Simon Fraser up by 3 scores here up against the Bearcats.
Well, the defense answering with that Jaron Bailey pick 6, Ryzen John, at 6'7". Interesting. We talked to Coach Ford in the training sessions here over the weeks leading up to this game, saying he looks like he's 6'1" coming in and out of those breaks. You saw some nice giddy up there from Ryzen John.
Well, he has the speed again, and Willamette left him one-on-one on the backside there, and just the Ryzen beat him on the post. And Richardson, I feel that's going to be a trend here in this season, is just throw it up to John, and he takes it to the house for his first touchdown of the season.
Ryzen John missed 3 games last season, and it really, really affected him. Had to get the books in order, so to speak, in the classroom. Is really buckled down, as Coach Ford says, is now one of these guys who's helping the others make sure they don't have to go through the same kind of headaches he did in the classroom last year. He's become a model citizen here with the Clan, and what an incredible touchdown that was, as the Bearcats will take over. Simon Fraser's offense and defense in sync here in this opening quarter of play. It's a 21-0 lead with 3 minutes remaining in the first quarter of play.
And defensively, don't lay your foot off the pedal here. We know that points can be put up in a hurry in college football with the clock stopping after every first down. So for Simon Fraser, you need to stay focused here, stay committed to your goal, and keep stopping this Bearcat offense here, which hasn't had a ton of traction here early in this game.
They haven't given up the big chunk plays, Nick. You're right about that, as Castaneda throws a gain to the sidelines. Gain of about 5 yards there. And catching that pass for Willamette, number 24, Jeremiah James. So James with a gain of about 6 yards, we'll call it. 2nd and 4. From about the 32-yard line. Handoff up the middle. Clan defenders will shut that down in a hurry. And that was Trey Hickson, the freshman running back from Surprise, Arizona.
And Simon Fraser's done very well establishing that line of scrimmage both offensively and defensively. This senior class is not letting any big gaps for the Willamette offense, and they've looked very good here early on.
Time to bear down on third down, 3rd and short here, 3rd and about 2.5 yards to go for Willamette. As we said, Simon Fraser doing a great job of taking away the big play here early for Willamette. Castaneda, though, down the sidelines, has a man, and Bailey with a great job. Jaron Bailey, who already has that pick 6 scored, does a great job on the sidelines.
I think that's what Willamette's going to have to do, is start taking some shots downfield. But Bailey was right there with some great coverage on the play, and another 3 and out for Simon Fraser.
So Ben Verhoeven, the 6'2 receiver, the target on the sideline. And Jaron Bailey, the Burnaby Mountain product, showing some senior quality there for Simon Fraser. Again, Ethan Basalt, number 4, the Mount Boucherie product. But a bad snap, and Simon Fraser, have they recovered the football? They're saying they have. Indeed, Simon Fraser's number 21, Luca Bellini, the St. Thomas More grad, coming up with the football, Nick.
Boy, and what can go wrong will go wrong for Willamette. We'll see it on the replay here. Snap is just way too high, right over the punter's head. And Simon Fraser just has to rally up and jump on it. I mean, 4th down either way, they're going to get the ball, but that's not a great snap there for the Willamette long snapper. And Simon Fraser takes over inside the 10-yard line here with 1:37 left in the first, driving for possibly their 4th touchdown of the quarter.
Here they come, 1st and goal. Richardson at quarterback, Nelson, the lone running back. And Jason Nelson, a nice cut there as he tries to break free, shakes a tackle, but rolls forward for a minimal gain. Simon Fraser would love to establish that running game here.
Yeah, not a ton there, Howie. You saw the left guard pull to the right side there, and the hole was jammed up. Nelson tries to cut it back to the left. Not much there, but again, still falls forward for a yard gain.
If you're joining us late, that score indeed is correct. Simon Fraser, 21-0 here, driving for their 4th touchdown of the opening quarter. Nelson again, trying to work behind a successful offensive line here in the opening quarter. Still can't get over the line. It's going to be third down at about the 3-yard line.
Going double tights here on the 2-yard line.
Richardson, the handoff. Nelson fighting for those yards, gets right down to the edge of the goal line. I believe is going to get stopped at about the 1-yard line.
If they went for it with 4th and 7, I think they're going to go for it on 4th and 1 here, Howie.
Simon Fraser's offense stays on the field, Nick. You're right about that. As Miles Richardson looking to the sidelines for instructions.
Looks like they might just let this clock run down here, Howie, to end the quarter here.
And that will do it. You're right, Nick. End of the opening quarter of play.
A little bit more time to think about it here for Coach Ford.
So Simon Fraser wanting to go for it on 4th down. They nonetheless have a 21-0 lead after the opening quarter, perched to add that 4th touchdown. We'll see what happens here as we get set to enter the second quarter of play. We'll take a short break here from Terry Fox Field and be back with the second quarter of play right after this.
If I lose, I'll respond with respect.
If I win, I'll back it up with humility.
If I fail, I'll rise up with honor.
It's tough for us to put it all on the line.
Don't undo my hard work with poor sportsmanship.
Respect. It's the name of the game.
And welcome back, everybody. Clan TV, Howard Samura, Nick Sersky. The start of the second quarter of play, Simon Fraser, 4th and goal at the 1-yard line and looking to punch it over here. The tight end Spencer McCabe in the backfield along with the tailback Jason Nelson is Miles Richardson right under center here. Handoff to Nelson, cuts it inside and in for the touchdown, I believe. Indeed, the officials will signal, and Nelson with his second touchdown of the game. Jason Nelson make it 27-0, and Simon Fraser spending the last few years wanting a run game. Looks like they've got it in Jason Nelson here early.
We see Nelson there celebrating on the sidelines, his second touchdown of the game. A nice entry into his first game here in the GNAC Conference. Great start to his career.
Clan lining up for that extra point. Again, and Keys Metzlar has hit all 4 of his point afters, and that's no small task here at Simon Fraser. It's been a struggle, Nick, the last few years.
And we talked to Coach Ford about Metzler in our interview earlier in the week, and he said anything inside about 40 yards, he's going to feel comfortable taking a shot. So far, so good. Haven't had to worry about a field goal attempt as he's kicked 4 extra points here in just the first quarter and 4 seconds here. Simon Fraser up 28-0.
Well, he wears 88. He looks like he's a tight end, but he is the punter and the kicker at Port Orchard, Washington, South Kitsap High School. So Keys Metzlar with a great debut here in Clan colors, kicking 4 extra points here as we are just 4 seconds into the second quarter of play.
And for Willamette here, Howie, all they'd like to do is put together a couple first downs here just to take the gas out of the Simon Fraser University. But as I mentioned last drive, Howie, don't take your pedal off the gas if you're Simon Fraser here. Keep bearing down on defense and don't let any big plays slip past you in that offensive or the defensive secondary, and keep this donut on the board.
Well, Jaron Bailey with a pick 6, Luca Bellini with the recovery on that high snap. Both lead to touchdowns there. They bobble it again. Gain control and get taken down at about the 21-yard line. That was Elijah Crockett, the junior defensive back from Phoenix, Arizona, returning the kick. The Willamette's had, as Nick said, if Murphy's Law could be put into place here, really epitomizing so many of those principles here over the first half of play. They would just like to get some consistent offensive series going here.
Haven't been able to establish much of a run game, and Castaneda hasn't been able to see much downfield to take a couple shots. They may have to take a couple shots downfield against this defensive secondary.
Well, a handoff there to 24 in the backfield. He is cut down for a loss. And Jeremiah James from Salem, Oregon, hometown boy here, can't get anything done for Willamette.
And just great penetration by Simon Fraser, not fooled by that motion. We'll see it on the replay here. James comes across, and you've got 3 defensive players there in the backfield ready to take down James. Great play, and you know, a negative play on first down is what you want for Simon Fraser.
Meinecker and Colby Boljevic as well, the St. Thomas More grad, getting in there among the host of Clan tacklers. On 2nd and 16 here, Castaneda finding a man on the far sidelines, but can't get back to the original line of scrimmage. This Clan defense on every snap gaining confidence.
That was Griffin Barrett on the coverage there, Howie. And you know, you'll take that on 2nd and 14, a little 3 or 4 yard out for Simon Fraser, forcing a 3rd and long here.
Starting will linebacker there, Griffin Barrett. Third and 10 here, this Clan defense clamping down, and as we said, a lack of big plays. As we've called games here over the last 3 seasons, Nick, heading into this one, boy, big plays against them haunted them constantly.
100% Howie, and it's really flipped the script. We've had those big plays, and Willamette has really struggled to establish anything offensively. 28-0 our score here, just underway in the second quarter of play. A great afternoon for football here on the Hill, and what a great turnout from the Simon Fraser fans, lining the berm here along one side of the field, the stands at both ends and along the sidelines completely filled. So a great turnout for the start of Clan football here in 2018, without question. And if you'd like to purchase tickets, you can now do so online. Visit athletics.sfu.ca/tickets to buy yours today and save $2. Parking is also free for fans 90 minutes prior to the start of the event. Visit our website for all the details. Speaking about a great website, we'd be remiss if we didn't mention varsityletters.ca with our own Howard Samura. He's the most trusted source for high school and university sports news in BC. Visit the website today for news, in-depth interviews, and much, much more. And Howie, this is your peak season coming into the start of high school sports. I
love it.
High school and university sports, and we really love all the coverage that you do here. Great stuff.
Thanks, Nick, for that shout. I do appreciate it. And a lot of features on Clan players as Castaneda back to pass. That Clan defense making a statement, and they will hold Willamette to negative yardage on 3rd down.
And just really unable to establish anything downfield. Castaneda really hasn't had a lot of time, hasn't had a lot of availability of receivers downfield, and Simon Fraser just rallying up to those short passes and really great tackling early on in this season. Wrapping up and for a minimal gain.
Well, the offense and the defense, Nick, have made their statements. Can the specials do the same here? Basalt lining up at about his own 37-yard line to receive this this punt. He's going to shadow it down to about the 31-yard line, and that's where the Clan will take over.
Stay here.
So Simon Fraser with some nice field position here to start this drive. Of course, they open the second quarter at the 1-yard line and got a Jason Nelson touchdown. 2 touchdowns from Nelson in short yardage situations. Pick 6 by Jaron Bailey, the senior corner. And a great look to Ryzen John to see the big guy going down the field for the touchdown. A great sight here for the Simon Fraser faithful, and we do mean faithful because it's been a tough 3 years leading up to this one.
And if Coach Ford's promised to get Nelson 25 touches a game, I think he's well on his way. Howie's probably had 10 to 12 touches here in this early on in the second quarter, and really, keep it going here on this drive, keep establishing that line of scrimmage.
Jacob Mozile, the 6'2" sophomore linebacker out of Centennial Collegiate in Saskatoon, being helped off the field. Speedy recovery to him, and that's part of that Clan linebacking core. Richardson fakes the handoff, looks downfield, has a man open. Ryzen John.
There's a flag there, Howie. That was definitely pulled him before. Going to be illegal contact or pass interference. Ryzen had him beat, and all the Willamette corner could do was grab on and hope that he didn't get called for it, but he did.
Yeah, you saw that stutter in Ryzen's stride. Obviously, he was interfered with there.
Boy, really impressed with John here early on. Coach Ford talked about his ability to get in and out of cuts, but his straight line speed, I think, Howie's definitely something he's improved on over the offseason. He is blowing by these Willamette corners.
So a 15-yard penalty there makes it 1st and 10 for Simon Fraser as they try to mount another march here. 1st and 10 from their own 46-yard line. Boy, the sun is coming out here at Terry Fox Field today. What a great afternoon for a football game.
Me?
The previous foul was incorrectly enforced. 10-yard penalty, not 15.
I'm not sure what the delay is, but they're moving the ball back.
Just a correction, it's a 10-yard penalty instead of a 15-yard penalty. So it's still an automatic first down here for Simon Fraser. But really, maybe a 10-yard penalty is better than a 70-yard touchdown again. So not a bad trade-off for
So the Clan teeing up at their own 41 as Richardson again. Short pass this time to Nelson, and we know he can catch it and run with it. Puts out that arm and can't find any real estate as he gets taken down in the backfield.
Yeah, not much there. Ryzen was doubled there on the top side of that route, and Miles just checking down to his running back on the right side there, see if he could make anything happen. But Willamette able to rally up to the ball and create a negative play.
Well, certainly we saw lots of Metters, lots of O'Hay in that opening quarter of play. The two freshman receivers. This time they fake the handoff, have a man up the middle, and across midfield down to about the 42-yard line. And a great job there as Basalt, the return man, does double duty on offense. A nice pass and catch there from Ethan Basalt.
Yeah, and that little play-action pass just kind of sucked the linebackers in, and Basalt was able to come over top with a quick slant and catch that ball and take it for a first down and into Willamette territory.
Some great depth in this Clan play calling here. We're seeing a number of guys touching the ball. Now, rather on the ground, they will go to Nelson.
First down run for Nelson, a 3-yard gain on the play.
So a short gain there, for Jason Nelson. It's about 2nd and 8 at the 40-yard line. Kind of excelled on 2nd and 3rd down throughout the course of this game. Nelson again up the middle. Nice run there. Will make it 3rd and short. Nelson down to about the 34-yard line.
And that's what he's going to do, Howie. He doesn't mess around. He's one cut and he's hitting the hole hard, and creates a manageable 3rd down conversion opportunity here for Simon Fraser. About 3rd and 3, 3rd and 4.
Looks like about 3rd and 3, maybe just under 3rd and 3 here. Maybe 2.5 yards. So certainly makeable here for quarterback Richardson and company. Again, Nelson, a lone man in the backfield. A handoff, Nelson, and this time he's going to get taken down hard, and a great job there, great penetration coming from Willamette. Number 81 for the Bearcats with a nice play there. Jared Paredes. Oh, I've got the number wrong there. That can't be right. I think it was 91. Nick DeFiore. So the Clan will go for it on 4th and 5. Richardson, right through the hands of Basalt. That was a rocket.
Incomplete pass on 4th down and 5.
Incomplete in their first
Turnover on downs.
Their scoring efficiency has been
non-touchdown drive of the game, but really like the aggressiveness from Coach Ford here. going for it on 4th and 5. You're inside your opponent's territory, maybe too long or probably too long for a field goal, but too short to punt. And so with what your defense has done, you take the shot and hope that your defense can rally and have another 3 and out and create another turnover here for Simon Fraser.
They've shown some tempo as well in the huddle. They've done a lot of different things here in this opening half of play, but Willamette will take over the football. 1st and 10 at their own 37-yard line. Castaneda look to the near side now, scrambling on the far side of the field. Has a man open for the completion at about the Clan 47-yard line.
And finally some room to breathe there for Willamette. That was number 2, Anthony Samet. A long developing route, but with the quarterback rolling to his right, bought some time, and Samet was able to catch that ball and twinkle toes on the sideline and get a nice gain there for Willamette's
Samet
first
will
down.
line up on the near side of the field this time. You're right, Nick. Some great communication with Castaneda on that last play. Motion and quick cut up the middle. A great play here from Willamette to gain about 6 or 7 yards a gain, and we've called his name throughout the game, Jeremiah James. That handoff off motion in the backfield. He cuts it upfield.
2nd down and 4 from the SFU 39. 41.
And we've kind of seen that same jet sweep action earlier, Howie, and unfortunately Simon Fraser not able to get that same amount of penetration, but Lope's able to tackle him. 2nd and about 5 here for Willamette.
Nice drive being started here by the Bearcats, and James again with the sweep action, this time read by the Clan. The tackle initially by Shane Ward, the linebacker, the sophomore out of Spanaway, Washington. Number 41 with the stop there.
And that's what they wanted on the previous play, Howie. It was just some penetration on that jet sweep action, and Simon Fraser able to create a 3rd down conversion opportunity for Willamette. We'll see what they pull out of their bag of tricks here.
2nd and 5 as they inch into Clan territory here for Willamette. Short little connection. I don't think it's going to be for a first down. Just shy of the first down. The tackle made there by Ben Moniker, the senior safety.
Boy, pretty generous spot. They are going to give it to him. I did think he was short, Howie, but really just sat down at the sticks there, the receiver, and was able to pull it in and get another first down for Willamette.
So down to the Clan 36-yard line. The Bearcats driving their best foray of the game. And I think their best foray because they've managed to hold on to the football. Kane Farmer in the backfield along with Castaneda. Motion man again on the sweep play. This time the Clan read it, and they will not be fooled. The flag is thrown, but 4 Clan tacklers meeting Willamette's Ty Benny, the 5'7" junior receiver.
And just haven't been very fooled by that jet sweep action that Willamette's bringing. It is going to be a holding penalty against Willamette, but with that loss of 6 or 7, they'll decline it and bring up 2nd down. And Simon Fraser really able to create some havoc in the Willamette backfield on that jet sweep action. Really haven't seen a ton of big plays from the Bearcats on that type of offensive play.
Simon Fraser swarming and creating this is a 2nd and looks to be about 20 yards here, maybe just under 2nd and 17. Castaneda taking the long snap, looking downfield again. This time he's going to get away and continue running up the field. He's going to put it up along the sidelines, and incomplete. The pass intended for Zach Utsi, the tight end, right on the sidelines.
Boy, and Shane Ward had a shot at Castaneda in the backfield. Simon Fraser brought some heat. We'll see it here on the replay. Simon Fraser brought a couple linebackers up the middle. Unfortunately, unable to just wrap them up right there, and Castaneda able to slip out of that tackle and sort of maybe half throw away, half try and get it to receiver, but good coverage downfield for a long offensive play there from Simon Fraser, and it's going to create a 3rd and 17 for Willamette.
You're right, Ward was untouched as he went up the middle. Play of his dreams there, but couldn't quite put the grips on Castaneda. This time the ball thrown and deflecting off the Clan player, the Sam linebacker Griffin Barrett. So incomplete on 3rd down. They're going to have to kick this ball away.
And that's what we want to do for Simon Fraser. You let Willamette have a couple first downs. They get into possible field goal range, but you shut their offense down, move them backwards, and force a punt.
You're right. They've tried to use the jet sweep action to get their running game going, but they really have been unable to put up anything with any great verticality here in this opening half of play. Simon Fraser minding the shop defensively, and that's the result. 28-0 Clan as Basalt lets it go, and they will not be able to get to it, the Willamette Bearcats. So Simon Fraser, everything going their way here in the opening half. 6:59 to the break, 28-0 our score.
And while we have a minute here, we'd like to say a special thank you to Nestor's Market for supporting today's home opener with $1 hot dogs and drinks, which we still haven't had any of, by the way, at Terry Fox Field. Nestor's Market is your local grocery store, which offers a full selection of items, including organic, all-natural, gluten-free, and much more. Visit their store today at Cornerstone.
Here's all the players a touchback. After the play, personal foul, unnecessary rest. Receiving team number 82. Half the distance to the goal.
So a Clan penalty on the return. Liviano Canil getting called for the penalty.
Those are the types of penalties that Coach Ford's not going to be happy with. Those are after the play penalties, and we had a roughing out of bounds late hit. SFU is going to really have to clean that up against their
GNAC opponents.
The GNAC opponents who are going to be nationally ranked. You can't give away free yardage like that.
From SFU's 10-yard line.
So the Clan with a bit of a tougher task here as we get the 7 minutes to halftime here. Richardson along with Nelson in the backfield. Nelson will reverse field, but not a whole lot of real estate there. Willamette doing a good job there. As Nelson is getting foiled consistently.
Yeah, a couple pulling guards there weren't able to create much of a gap there on the right side for Nelson. Gains about 4 yards still as he falls forward in mini Marchand style.
Second down here for the Clan. Richardson scrambling, breaks the pocket, looks to the far sidelines, has a man, and he will get taken down shy of the first down marker. It looks like Robert Metters, the freshman receiver, number 15, with the catch.
And that's a great read by Richardson. He looked out to his right side where we had a receiver that was double covered and just sort of floated through his reads, went back to the left and saw his receiver just sitting there on the sidelines, picked up 5 or 6 yards and created a 3rd and short.
So 3rd and short here for Richardson, the senior quarterback. Through the middle, can't squeeze it. And that's a tough break there for the Clan. Christian Phillips, the tight end out of Winnipeg, Manitoba, unable to squeeze that football. That was his first target of this football game, number 80.
Good Winnipeg boys got to have that.
Garden City Collegiate.
But for Simon Fraser sitting here just under 6 minutes left in the half, and probably very happy with the scoreline. Defensively here, going to have to obviously a good punt here and limit the return, but for the Bearcats, they're going to have great field position. What you'd like to do for Simon Fraser is just create 3 and out, and hopefully hold the Bearcats to a field goal or less.
Metzlar's punt, though, takes a great Willamette bounce and is going to get fielded at about the Simon Fraser 44-yard line. So Willamette, who had perhaps their most concentrated drive, Nick, of this opening half on the last series, are going to get the football again in Simon Fraser territory. It'll be a real test for the Clan defense here to keep pitching this shutout. 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line. So the quarterback, Matthew Castaneda, the running back, Kane Farmer, number 6, with him in the backfield. A fake and a run to the sidelines here, but great speed shown by the Clan as they snuff out the gain there. Kobe Boljevic coming from his defensive back spot. Former St. Thomas More Knight with a great play defensively.
And that same kind of jet sweep action, Howie, and this time Castaneda pulls it. Not the most fleet of foot quarterback and not able to get the edge there. Pushed out of bounds for a loss of about 7. you'd almost rather throw that ball away and get it to be 2nd and 10. But again, Simon Fraser not fooled by this jet sweep action. They've clearly done their scouting on the Willamette Bearcats last season, and not able to really get any movement with that with this type of offensive plays.
See what Castaneda has in store this time. He looks downfield, and this time not a lot of mustard on that pass. It was batted or what? It didn't get to where it wanted to go, and a flag is on the field.
I think that was number 90, Kyle Wilson, getting his big mitts up and knocking that down.
Kyle Wilson,
if there was a flag. We'll see what that is.
One of those veterans on the defensive line for Simon Fraser, and we talked about that being a real strong point on this Clan team.
Offense number 63. Penalties decline. 3rd down.
So Cameron Combs of Willamette getting called for the penalty. 5'11" junior offensive lineman.
Simon Fraser will decline that and force the 3rd and 17, 16 here at the midfield stripe. Looking to put some sort of offense here together as this first half is running low.
Castaneda again calling his own number and will be taken down shy of the first down marker, but a nice gain there of about 14 or 15 yards on the scramble up the middle.
Yeah, and you're caught off guard when it's 3rd and 17 and you run a called quarterback draw, but was able to get Willamette to about 10, 11 yards and create a manageable 4th down situation here for Castaneda. They'll definitely go for it here, out of field goal range.
Certainly nothing to lose here, but to try and get this 4th and 5, it looks like, on the 39-yard line of the Clan. Castaneda under center. Trey Hickson, a fullback, is also lined up with Farmer in the backfield, but a timeout being called by the Willamette Bearcats and their head coach, Glenn Fowles.
Charter Bus Lines is the official motor coach of SFU Athletics and proud to support SFU football and all Clan teams. Charter is dedicated to providing safe and comfortable transportation to and from your games throughout the Pacific Northwest. Visit them at charterbuslines.com.
And other Clan teams in action, and great to see some success from those Clan teams. The women's soccer team with a huge victory. I believe it was like 6-1 the other day, Nick. They really had a great showing. The Clan men's team continuing their role, picked to finish first in the GNAC. So it could be a great season for Clan soccer fans.
And women's volleyball down in Fresno, California earlier this morning, won 3-0. And then currently in progress against Chaminade, and they are leading in that game.
Good job there by Gina Smith's crew. Of course, coming back from Hawaii, and boy, they were there doing some pretty tense times.
Yeah, got I think 2 games in, but had a couple postponed and eventually canceled. Just obviously glad to see that they're back and safe.
They're nice and safe, and that's
good.
what I'm happy about. Clan volleyball primed for another great year in the GNAC. Castaneda, 4th down, and that will go incomplete. I don't know what happened there, but a busted play, and they are unable to get into offensive sync there. So they'll turn the ball over, and Simon Fraser will take over. 3:47 to the half.
And that's what you want to do, Howie. Clamp down once you get in your own defensive end. And SFU able to create a big negative play on 1st down, and then really just took advantage of what Willamette was doing. And offensively, they'll take over. Lots of time left on the clock here, 3:47. 1 timeout remaining for them, and about 60 yards to go to pay dirt. We'll see what Richardson can do here as this first half runs down.
Looks like Nick Rossi, number 44, lining up in the backfield here. Richardson scrambling, wants to even look downfield. He's going to keep it, and may have gotten back to the original line of scrimmage. Some good penetration there by that linebacking core of the Willamette Bearcats.
Yeah, some good pressure there by the Bearcats. Richardson looked downfield, didn't really like what he saw, but that's what we like about Richardson, and he's able to scramble, rolled out to his right, gained about a yard, but didn't take a negative play. That's what you want.
Jackson Lewis, the linebacker to Yakima, Washington, with a stop there. Call it 2nd and 9 for the Clan. Richardson the hand. No, he keeps it, and he's going to call his own number. He sees a gap, and Richardson chasing that first down marker is going to get awfully close, Nick. I think he may have gotten it.
10-yard run by number 8, Miles Richardson. First down, SFU.
Yeah, Richardson gets right to the midfield stripe. He eyed it, and he got the feet moving to move the sticks downfield here. As you said, lots of time, 2:53 and counting. This time the handoff. Grossi sees a lane and puts his pad level down. He's going to stumble forward for about 4 yards.
Defensive player number 13 must leave for 1 down. He lost a helmet.
Grossi, a 5'10 sophomore from Bolton, Ontario, St. Andrews College.
Second and 8.
I believe they brought him over from the defensive side of the ball last year. I think he was playing linebacker. But obviously Ford saw something he liked there offensively, and he's in here in the second quarter spelling Nelson.
Well, he's scrapping for tough yards up the middle. Grossi again extending fully as they brought in the tight end Spencer McCabe from O'Day High School to block for him. Looking like a pass play here, but they will hand off to Grossi again, and he is going to be met by a host of tacklers, maybe a gain of about 2 yards on the play.
What does a red flag mean?
And an interesting decision here, Howie. 4th and 6, just under 2 minutes left here. Doesn't look like they're bringing on the punt team, so Coach Tom Ford looking like he's going to go for it here inside of Willamette territory.
Just inside Willamette territory, 4th and long. Richardson looking to the sidelines for some instructions, and the Clan will go for it on 4th down. Quick drop and a look downfield, has a man, and almost a circus catch by Devin O'Hay on the sidelines, on the near sidelines, but he couldn't haul that one in.
Dan Richardson saw the single coverage there down the right side, but unfortunately unable to haul it in. That'll be a turnover on downs, and Willamette able to dig their heels in and create a turnover for the Clan.
You can see there's no panic in O'Hay, and the way he positions himself, he's not scared to try and go up and make an acrobatic catch. And boy, you're seeing this kid playing his first ever collegiate game. 1 year last year, at this time he would have been playing high school football in week 1 for the Argyle Pipers out of North Vancouver. What a great job by O'Hay.
And now Willamette's just got a minute 11 here left, but 2 timeouts. So time for them to try and do something offensively if they can.
Scramble, pressure from the Clan, and it will result in a loss of about 2 yards for the Bearcats. Castaneda taken down behind the line of scrimmage.
It almost looked like he wanted to run it, then regretted that decision, and then sort of just fell down for a loss of a yard here.
Quick tempo here, though. They are already ready to go again. Here's Castaneda. Comes to the near sidelines, has a man. Oh, and he dropped the football. Did Simon Fraser? Looks like they've recovered it. Indeed they have. And again, that is Shane Ward making his impact felt. Shane Ward, number 41.
And a nice stick there by Buljevic in the flat on that tight end, and creates that fumble. Really great play.
Wow, what a slow developing play that was. The big receiver, number 85, was Zach Utzi, and really just didn't secure the ball. And comes loose, and all of a sudden, Johnny on the spot. And I love this kind of awareness and this purpose this Simon Fraser Clan defense is bringing to the field. They've been every bit the highlight of the offense in this opening half of play.
And Buljevic again, just with a great stick, forcing that fumble, and Simon Fraser there to rally and create a turnover, pick up the ball, and now they've got 37 seconds left to possibly put some more points on the board before the half ends.
1st and 10 from the Willamette 45-yard line. And Jason Nelson now back in the backfield for Simon Fraser, but we've got a player down on the near sideline.
What is?
Can't quite see who it is, Howie, but with the score 28-0 here with just 37 seconds left, that is Clan's number 3.
That's Brendan Lowry.
Brendan Lowry, that would be a big loss. Hopefully he's okay.
Well, Lowry is walking off under his own power to the bench. He's favoring a leg.
Are those two?
I'm liking the bleach blonde hair. I saw a lot of the guys walking around repping the bleach blonde hair. Really nice throwback there. They look good.
Well, Lowry will shake it off here, and Richardson now with under a minute remaining puts up the deep ball. He's got Ryzen John down the field, and John will. Oh, it just slides through. It just eludes him. I thought Ryzen John had made that catch, Nick.
But there is a flag against Willamette, and they're going to call it pass interference.
We'll take a look at the replay here on Clan TV.
And it's just nice to see Richardson have so much time to step up in the pocket, and Ryzen John one-on-one downfield, no safety over the top.
Would have been an all-hands catch, Nick, if he made it.
Nice catch, but Ramon there with the pass interference in the end zone. But that'll be a 10-yard penalty or a 15-yard penalty, and an automatic first down.
Still plenty of time.
Simon Fraser. 29 seconds left here, and a timeout to burn.
So Simon Fraser marching with the penalty. Ryzen John causing all kinds of havoc in that Willamette defensive secondary. Miles Richardson barking up the signals here. Quick drop, looking down the field, has a Maneki, and Metters with the touchdown! Robert Metters, in his first ever collegiate game, the pure freshman receiver out of Heritage High in Vancouver, Washington. What a catch there for the Clan freshman with 22 seconds left in the opening half.
And just a great route by Metters there, how he lines up in the left slot. He's got one-on-one coverage against the Willamette defensive backs. We'll see him here lined up just to the left of Richardson. Richardson has time, looks poised down the field and throws it over top of the safety. Nice catch there by Metters, and for his first touchdown of his collegiate career.
Well, I tell you, as they line up for this extra point, Metzlar will put it through. My gosh, what an explosion of offense here for a Simon Fraser team looking to snap a 33-game losing streak. And it indeed is correct, 35-0. Simon Fraser here with 22 seconds left in the opening half of play, Nick. I think we had a good feeling about Simon Fraser coming in. Nobody wanted to be overly optimistic, but certainly they've lived up to changing, I think, a culture here, just in terms of wanting to get off the schneid and really trying to start fresh here in 2018.
And you can tell these student athletes have bought into what Coach Tom Ford brought and that energy that he's trying to rejuvenate this program going through this unfortunate 33-game losing streak. But clearly, Simon Fraser on key, in sync offensively and defensively, able to really limit Willamette to just a few first downs here in this first half. And you really feel for the guys like Ray Arcega, the Ben Meinekers that have been here and perhaps haven't won a game in 4 years. Really happy for them. This result on the scoreboard so far. I mean, there is obviously another half to go, but things really looking good for Simon Fraser here early in the season.
Yeah, it was 2014 at Swangard Stadium, a victory over the South Dakota School of Mines under then head coach Jacques Chapdelaine, the last time the Clan won a football game. Great play on specials again. They attack it with authority, and number 6, Ben Meineker, you just called his name, Nick. There he is. And you want to know how this is happening, take a look on your screens right now at Thomas Ford, a former running back at Linfield College in Oregon in the early 2000s, helped that team win the NCAA Division III National Championship. Obviously, it was huge in his life. It's carried him forward to what he's doing today in his life.
100%, and the young guy and is taking on this Division II school as an interesting case here in Canada, being Canada's only NCAA team, and so far doing really well. You'd love to have a 35-0 lead at every game that you have.
Well, flags will fly there with only 15 seconds left in the half, and hope you'll stick around with us at halftime. We're hoping to have a special guest, and we will talk about the local football world here in the Lower Mainland from a pretty distinguished Clan alum here at the half. 35-0 our score. 15 seconds remaining.
Please reset the game clock to 16 seconds. 1-6.
So they want to add an extra second, but they're having problems with the feedback here on the public address system. Terry Fox Field has never looked better than it does today, and the reason is the great product on the field right now from the Simon Fraser Clan football team. Taking the seconds down here in this opening half of play.
Looks like Willamette just content to run this clock down, and that'll take us to halftime, Howie.
And what a half it's been for Simon Fraser football. The debut of the new tailback Jason Nelson leads to that touchdown, and then Jaron Bailey really got the things rolling with that pick six, and so many great things happened. Special teams, defense, offense, Nick, you couldn't have scripted it any better than that first half.
And really just a great start to the 2018 season here for Simon Fraser. Everything going right so far. And in the second half, really, you just don't want them to lose any focus, right? You need to keep working on the process, keep working on your offense, your defense, and special teams, and keep the pedal to the metal, and don't let these Bearcats back in the game in the third quarter.
Well, we will throw it back to our producer extraordinaire, Gabe Lynn, and be back with a special guest hopefully in the next few minutes, but be talking to you in just a few moments here on Clan TV.
If I lose, I'll respond with respect.
If I win, I'll back it up with humility.
If I fail, I'll rise up with honor.
It's tough for us to put it all on the line.
Don't undo my hard work with poor sportsmanship.
Respect. It's the name of the game.
I'm Marcus Brown. We are on the 14th hole at Coeur d'Alene Resort, and we're gonna see if we can hit it on the green. It does look wider down here, hey? But like we said, as big as the green is,
we got better angle.
The water is much bigger. Yes.
I mean, you're not wrong.
No. Well, Scott, you remember that long iron you hit last hole? It's not gonna work very good here. Not against the 7, it's 190, right? But if it's only 170 to the front, you hit a 6, you protect against a chunk, right?
I don't think you want to be thinking about the chunks here.
You don't want to think about the chunk.
No.
Oh, it's a little left. Ah! There's one place you want a deep breath. It's right here. Just aim in the very middle of the land. Oh, guys, that's so far. That's like the iron on 10, boys. Oh my gosh, the goat has screwed it.
Oh, no.
Sorry.
Oh, no.
It's wet, folks. It's wet. You've just witnessed the best player in SFU history choke it on 14. It's never a good sign when you have to go in the boat with your whole set or more than just a putter, but it's just a reality.
It's a pretty sweet hole, dude, I'm not gonna lie.
Scott, where are you on the green? It's not what I want to see. No, I'm ready. I'm up here. Oh, it's sad. It's sad. Did you see that? So, rolled up. Like, we've been playing all these years thinking Chris was good. And he steps up here and hits it in the water.
What a bogey. What a bogey.
We've been chirping him the whole time, and if I miss this, I tie him.
That sucks. Sorry, man. Yeah, man.
Don't worry about the pins, man. Just worry about watching your ball land.
Just middle of the green.
Yeah. Just think about finding your ball off the tee.
Hi, I'm Michelle Peters. I'm the new head softball coach at SFU, Canada's NCAA team. I'm very excited to have the opportunity to create a new culture and a new vision going forward for this program. I think we have a good shot at making a strong sense of character at SFU, and for the athletes coming in going forward and having an incredible experience, and that's really what it's about. We're going to have these kids be better kids when they leave this program through character, hard work, dedication, and the new culture that we're going to bring to this program. I had a really incredible experience as a student athlete in New York, Long Island at CW Post for 4 years. That really inspired me to continue to grow my knowledge in softball and enjoyed the process of being a coach, which then brought me back to Canada, where I had a lot of opportunity to further grow my experience and my knowledge in this wonderful sport through the provincial system, through the minor system, and now here at a four-year university, it's my turn to share everything that was given to me and give back to these student athletes to have an amazing experience. Very excited moving forward. First and foremost, getting to know the athletes, meeting each one, knowing their importance to this program, and providing an atmosphere of trust and just knowing more about them. You know, after that, it's going to be hit the field, get out there, get recruiting, meet the people, meet the community, put a face to my name and represent SFU and get that name out there. So I'm very excited to do that.
When I first came to SFU, I thought I knew exactly what I wanted. When I got into my second semester, I suddenly wasn't so sure what I wanted to do anymore. So I started to explore a little bit. Archaeology, communications, history, even kinesiology. And then I decided to go on exchange to France for a year. I was an orientation leader for a year, became a community advisor in residence, helped start a choir. I even took a rowing course. After SFU, I have lots of possibilities of what I could do, but whatever I do, I know I'll be ready for it.
Being a champion takes more than skill, more than endless drills, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the heart to give it your all, the agility to thrive from any angle, and the relentless drive to be the best. Welcome to Division 2, where the pursuit is yours to create, and the question isn't, can you do it? It's will you?
I'm talking, but I'm not running this interview. Start it. You want me to interview myself?
And welcome back, everybody. Clan TV, Howard Simura, Nick Sersky, joined by a very, very special guest. It's Angus Reid, the former BC Lion great, the alum of this school. Perfect day to see you on what a great football Saturday this is, but just want to get your thoughts right off the top on obviously a struggle here at Simon Fraser, but what a breath of fresh air that opening half must have been.
Yeah, you know, it's been tough the last few years being alumni, seeing where this program was and, trying to support it, but coming out every week and not seeing any progress in the right direction. And here we go with a new coaching change, and I got to know Coach Ford a little bit in the offseason. I reached out, got to know him, but you still don't know what's going to happen. You hope for the best, and as a fan, you show up. But wow, 35-0 to kick off the new era. This is something to wrap your arms around and be proud and stand up with your chest high and say, yeah, this is the school I'm talking about. This is what I'm fired up about, and it's great to see.
Just take us through, as a proud former Clan player, what the last few years have been like. I mean, it's been very,
really
very tough to stay a committed fan.
Yeah, be really truthfully honest, there's some moments you're sitting there going, I don't know if this is going to make it. I don't know if this program's going to survive. And because this is all you're going to keep doing, it just keeps falling apart. And, you kept hoping for the best, but you kept seeing every year the same result, and maybe it was getting worse. And so to come out this year and once again have hope, but to see this as the initial start off, you're going, maybe this is it. Maybe we're time to turn, and maybe we're going to head in the right direction again and have something that everyone can be proud of. And the alumni can come back again and wrap their arms around this and going, this was my school, and I can't wait to come out every week and see these guys put on performances and compete and win.
And and Angus, obviously a proud alumni here. Maybe tell us a bit about your time here. Take us back a few years before your pro career started. What things were like up here in the 2000 graduated?
Well, yeah, but I go back much farther than that, or further than that, whichever the correct verbiage is. I really grew up around SFU football. My oldest brother, Mark Reid, came in '86. He was a freshman here, and I was I don't know, grade 4 or 5 or something like that. And then my brother Bruce came in 1989, so there was about 6, 7, 8 years where I grew up coming to the games. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 years old, and we were at Swangard Stadium, and we were playing, the Willamettes, the Central Washingtons, the Eastern Oregons, all the way through the Pacific Lutherans, and you name it. So I grew up around SFU football. I knew this culture. It's where I wanted to play since I was about 10 years old. So then I came in 94, very comfortable and excited to continue a tradition that I grew up around. And we had our success, and success is always, within context, but we won some games and we lost some games. And we had a lot of fun. I played with a lot of great players and built a lot of great memories. And then obviously I grad after the 2000 season, was fortunate enough to play some more football for a while locally here, and, got to become an alum. And saw some good times as an alum, and then we went through those tough times. But I can't tell you how great it is to once again come out and see the sunshine and see some touchdowns being put in the end zone and 35 buzz on the board to start the first half football. It's I've been a lifer, Clan. I really have been, and I will be for the rest of my life. And I'm excited now to be able to smile a little bit more often about saying that this is the school I went to and this is the team I'm supporting.
Angus Reid here, our guest at halftime. 35-0 for the Simon Fraser Clan. And Angus, as Nick and I talked with Coach Ford to get ready for the season, we talked about your visit to the Clan. I think you spent a day, you talked to the guys. He was so charged at how you were able to kind of spread your vibe and the fact that you are part of the history of the program. How special a day was that?
It was great. It was nice to be invited. It was great to be, to have Coach Ford reach out to me and entrust me to come out and give me some time amongst his team. I mean, he knew me from one lunch, and so that alone was an honor. And I shared with them what I could. I shared with them the truth about what it means to commit to something that you care about deeply, what it means to be a part of something bigger than yourself, what it means to give everything you can to lay a legacy that will be remembered when you're gone. And what it takes to win is far beyond the talent that you think you have or coaches have told you have. It's the heart. It's the size of the heart you have and the care that you have for not just your performance, but your teammates' performance and the school that you're going to represent. And it was just nice meeting these young men. I met every single one of them. Coach Ford had each and every player, which was 80 or 90, however many players there were, introduce themselves individually to me after, shake my hand, and I want to know where they were from, what year they're in, how they feel about things, where they're headed. And it was really, really great. It brought me all the way back to going, man, I wish I could keep playing because I love to be around it. I was honored to share a little bit of myself to them, hopefully help a little bit. But really now I feel like I'm back a part of this organization, back a part of this team, back a part of this school, and couldn't be prouder to say that.
How much do you also love to get out into the community, Angus? Talk to the high school programs. You want health in your football community, right?
Yeah.
What does it mean to you to talk to the younger players?
It means so much to be in a position where people will actually listen to me. And I always say this. My mom told me, if you're ever in a position where people will listen, make sure you say something that matters. So, I'm fortunate enough where schools will invite me out, teams will invite me out, and I have a bit of a platform. So I want to make sure I'm spreading the word of the importance of this sport to schools that I speak of, but the importance of the time that you give to the sport to the players and let them know that, yeah, you'll win games and, yeah, you'll lose some games and sometimes it goes your way and sometimes it doesn't and sometimes you play more, less than you want to. But the bottom line is this is going to forge the friendships and it's going to create the habits of who you are as a person for the rest of your life. And there's a lot of ways to do that, but football is right at the top of the list for me as a sport that teaches young boys to become committed men and work hard for the person beside them and give to something bigger than themselves and to commit to a bigger purpose. And that, to me, carries force for the rest of their life. I love the sport of football. I love the coaches that give their time to amateur football to help raise these young men. And I love all the kids that give their time. Instead of sitting on a couch playing video games pretending to be somebody, they're out there being somebody, giving everything they have and growing and becoming becoming what it takes to be our leaders of tomorrow.
That's a great sentiment to share for sure.
And we've talked a bit about the high school scene here. And just that community sense that you get when you come up to SFU. I mean, a great day here today. Perhaps talk about what you're doing in the community and, what SFU can do for this Burnaby community, this Vancouver community here being NCAA and Canada's only NCAA team.
Yeah, I think that uniqueness has to be celebrated. I think overall football is the greatest sport for a university to rally around because it creates the biggest environment for a whole day. Right, a football is a day event. It's got the most amount of kids that play on it for the university. But here we have a school that is unique within its own country. So I think that has to be we have to be very, very proud of that. We have to really boast that. We can't shy away from that. And we have to say, listen, we're offering something to Canadian kids to stay in this country but play elite level football in a place you can't do anywhere else in this country. But I really think what I'm doing in the community is, again, spreading the word on the importance of football and the importance of both offering it to the kids, but the importance for kids to also commit to what they're doing on it, because it's a tough sport. Life is a tough game. Life is hard, right? And you want to make sure we're preparing our youth appropriately, not protecting them. So football is the greatest avenue I know to teach the truth of life, that it's going to be much bigger than you. It's going to be hard. You're not going to want to do half the stuff you want to do. But if you dig down, commit to do these things, you get rewarded on levels that are far beyond personal gains. And you learn what it takes to be a part of something bigger than yourself. I've said this already here, but I think it's a magical sport that offers the most opportunities for the most amount of kids to participate in. I've spoken on this many times. It's not selected for the top 8, top 10, top 12, 50, 80, 100. You'll take anybody you want, and we'll find something for someone to do. And we're going to make sure that what you're doing is special. And you're going to know that you are a valuable part of this team, and you're a valuable part of this school, and you're representing something bigger than yourself. That, to me, the great athletes of today, they're gonna have people helping them. But that, to me, is for that little guy or that kid that didn't think much of himself, and didn't think he could offer much to this world, and he's a little shy, a little introverted. And you get him on a football team, and a coach pats him on the back, said, "You know what? You were a big part of why we won today." And now that little guy or that young guy goes, "Wow, I can actually do something." And those are the ones that I think this sport helps the most.
Yeah.
The elite athletes are always going to be elite athletes, but football can offer something for everybody. And they can be rewarded by that praise from a coach, and they realize how valuable what they bring to the table is, and to me that carries forth for the rest of their life.
Is that almost you talking about yourself?
In a little bit.
Your brothers were older, but they got you into the game.
I always had an insecurity factor that I idolized my older brothers, and they played with guys that I idolized. So I would never be as good as these guys. So I'm just going to do everything I can to try my hardest.
Yeah.
And it's fascinating what happens if you try your hardest at everything you do. And this sport gives you that opportunity every day because, practices are tough, games are hard. It's a tough sport. When you try your hardest, the great thing about this sport is you can bring value to the team. There's something for you to do that's going to help if you're willing to put the work in. And that's what I did. It worked out pretty well for me. And that's where I spread the word back that, I was never the biggest, strongest, fastest guy out there. I was the undersized lineman my whole career, smallest in the whole professional leagues when I played. But I survived because it was about working hard, doing what I could do, not just relying on gifts I was given, but putting my energy into everything I could do, because that's what the coaches taught me when I was young. That's what great coaches mentored me. Just give what you can, do what you can. Don't worry about what you can't do or what you don't have, and that'll be enough. And you know what? It is enough. And I think that's why this sport is so great, because it gives the most kids that lesson. If you put everything you have into what you do, it'll be enough.
You know what? I think your day with the Clan, I think that vibe kind of stayed with them. It carried through in the first half. And
I can't take that kind of
credit. That's inspirational.
This is big time.
Yeah, well, listen, Angus.
This is inspirational for me.
Yeah.
From where they've come from to start a season and say you were going to turn things around, great. 35-0? That's not turning things around. That's turning things upside down and flipping it down and saying, you know what? I don't even know what you're talking about last year, because this is it and we're moving forward now. And this is amazing to see.
Couldn't be said any better, Angus. We thank you for joining us here at the half, and have a great time with fellow Clan alums watching the second half.
Yeah, come on, the sun is shining. There's no better place to be than right here watching the Clan kick some butt. I don't know if I can say that, but it's great to see.
All right.
Awesome. Thank you,
Angus.
Angus.
Thanks so much, Angus, for joining us, and enjoy the rest of your day.
Yeah.
All right, Angus Reid, the former Simon Fraser Clan great, BC Lion, joining us, and great insights, and really he's got us motivated here as we set 2 minutes to go to the start of the second half of play. We'll take a short break and be back with more on Clan TV right after this.
Hi, I'm Thomas Ford, new head football coach at Simon Fraser.
More than the perfect pass, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the spirit to always push harder, the ability to overcome any hurdle, and the fire to be the best. Welcome to Division 2, where the pursuit is yours to create. And the question isn't, can you do it? It's, will you?
Dusty's here. He's got him. Tremendous, man. Thank you.
And we're back on air, folks, just as we start off the second half here with Simon Fraser leading the Willamette Bearcats 35-0. And we just got some quick halftime stats. And just before the kickoff, we'll take a look, see. Simon Fraser obviously led the way. Nelson getting 16 touches in that first half for 45 yards and 2 touchdowns. Richardson being very efficient there, 9 for 13 with 160 yards and 2 touchdowns. Really looking good on the offensive side of the ball. 11 first downs to Willamette, 6 in the first half.
And the key stat there, Willamette, 33 snaps, 54 yards of offense total in the opening half, and that's the big mark being made here. Is that Basalt? No, it's number 5 for the Clan. Still not going down all the way to midfield. Shea Karstens with a great return to open this second half of play, Nick.
I think they heard Angus talking at the half. He was fired up. These guys coming fired up, get the ball at the midfield stripe, and Simon Fraser, looking at these first half stats, very impressive. 202 yards offensively, and like you mentioned, Howie, 33 plays for Willamette, just 54 yards offensively.
Willamette's averaging under 1.5 yards per snap against this Clan defense, and they have made their mark in all 3 phases of the game. You saw the specials give them a great look here, just shy of the midfield stripe. It's the Simon Fraser Clan set to open here in the second half play. It's a handoff to Nelson, and he is met immediately by number 51 of the Willamette Bearcats, Alex Stevenson, the junior linebacker from Malibu, California.
And you'd expect Willamette to make some adjustments at halftime, and you really saw that left end crash down and wrap the legs of Nelson. And with a back that's going to have those powerful churning legs, it's really important to wrap up and not let him move.
So no gain on the play. 2nd and 10. Whistles blow, flags fly. We're just underway here. It's like a procedure call against Simon Fraser. That'll set him back another 5. 2nd and 15 here. So I'm going the wrong way here to start the second half of play. Miles Richardson, the senior quarterback, the lone man in the backfield, is the running back. Richardson looking to the far sidelines, has to scramble, breaks out of the pockets, flags fly down the sidelines. And Richardson looking for Devin O'Hay, the freshman.
Pass on 2nd and 15. Flags on the play.
Yeah, just not much there, Howie, and Richardson rolls to his left, which is a natural way for him to roll and throw on the run. Holding call here against Simon Fraser, probably going to be declined. No, they are accepting the penalty to make it. Oh no, declined. Pardon me. To make it 3rd and about 15 here for Simon Fraser.
Certainly is not a work of art here in the early going for Simon Fraser. They're going to have to pull one out of the back pocket here, as Richardson going to have to do, as he and Jason Nelson scheme it up in the backfield here as Richardson awaiting the snap. Quick drop, and it tries to step up in the pocket, and again it collapses. And Alex Stevenson, the linebacker, again getting in there with the tackle.
We'll see it on the replay here, Howie. Just some pressure from the right side. Willamette only showing 3 rushers, but then bringing a 4th on the right side. And just not able to pick up that rusher on the right side, and a sack in the backfield, quashing this Simon Fraser's first drive here of the second half.
Well, Glenn Fowles made those halftime changes. The Willamette head coach in his 7th year at the helm of the program, his 23rd year overall, a real veteran. And a great job by the Bearcats defense as Simon Fraser kicks it away. Metzler gets a nice bounce.
That'll roll on this turf.
Wow, it's going to roll down to the 10. Is it rolling inside the 10? What a job by the freshman. So Keith Metzler does a great job.
Rolling it down inside the 10 to about the 9, Howie. That's going to be a tough field position to start here for Willamette. But that's what good special teams can do for you. You see a big return up to the 50-yard line, and then even though your offense isn't super efficient, a great punt, bringing it down inside the 10 is going to make a long field for the Bearcats.
I want to say Pete Metzelaars, but I'm saying Keys Metzelaar, as Castaneda is rolled up in the backfield. That Clan defense keeping its edge here.
Just swallowed up by this defensive line. Castaneda had no chance on that play. Brought down in the backfield, and the Bearcats marching the wrong way.
2nd and long, deep.
Loss of 3 yards.
Castaneda basically standing on his goal line. Facing some problems there. Avoids the safety, but a great job there by a couple of Clans players on defense, led by number 90, Wayne Johnson, a freshman from O'Day High School. They got right in there with the penetration.
That was Kyle Wilson there off the left edge, bringing him down just at about the 3-yard line. Boy.
My apologies, Kyle Wilson.
Simon Fraser bringing some not really additional pressure. I think they just rushed 4 on that, Howie. But Wilson able to beat the right tackle and get in the backfield.
Third and long, and it's a pitch in the end zone. It looks like Farmer trying to battle his way to give his team a little bit of breathing room here, as they will get to 4th and basically 4th and 10 or 4th and 11.
And defensively, that's exactly what you want. 2 negative plays to start, and then the offense can't really take any chances inside their own 5-yard line. Just a quick pitch play, and SFU rallies up to the tackle, and you're going to get great field position here with the returner standing at the Willamette 45-yard.
And it's Metters. We've seen Karstens, we've seen Besalt, and now Robert Metters, the freshman receiver, back to receive this one. Fields it well, spins, but is met by the Bearcats. Great field position, however, for Simon Fraser.
But Simon Fraser going to have great field position here, taking over at the Willamette 43-yard line, hoping to continue their success that they had in the first half. 4 offensive touchdowns and 1 defensive touchdown for Simon Fraser. Things really looking good, and hoping just to build on that momentum, looking forward into this, this second half and building towards next week's game.
I'm still feeling the buzz from Angus Reid talking to us at halftime, the former Clan great in here. And certainly had a great time chatting with this entire Simon Fraser team during fall camp. Here's a handoff out of the backfield, rumbling down with a nice gain is Jason Nelson.
Boy, Nelson is a heavy load. That was number 11, McDevitt for Willamette, and just got run over. Tough to tackle a load like that. But 2 yards after contact there for Nelson, making it a 2nd and 5, 2nd and 4.
Jason Nelson building confidence in his first ever role as a feature back. He's found it here at South Burnaby Mountain. Now the pass, well defended there. And the catch is made by Ethan Basalt, and the tackle made by Andrew Rodriguez, the junior defensive back.
But just some soft coverage here on the near sideline, and Basalt just has the quick out. Richardson sees that defensive back with the soft coverage. Quick out, pick up the first down, and move the sticks.
Clan first down is a march. Great field position to start this drive. They get the first down, as Nick says, and Miles Richardson scrambling to the far side of the field. On the sidelines, Ryzen John with a tippy-toe act. I think he's going to get the first down. They indeed are calling it a catch. Great positioning there by the big guy.
Boy, and with that big target, we'll see it on the replay here. Just a little, pretty much a straight roll to the left side, and obviously Richardson, the left-hander, feeling very comfortable throwing that way. And with that catch radius that Ryzen John has, basically just throw it up there. All you need to do in NCAA football is get 1 foot down. I think he gets 2 and gets the first down.
He's moving so well. This time they hand it off up the middle. And again, Simon Fraser trying to establish that run game with Jason Nelson.
And again, Nelson, we mentioned it multiple times in the first half, just a one cut back, runs downhill, hops over a potential defender, tackler, making it 2nd and 4 here for Simon Fraser as they're marching towards the Willamette end zone.
Tip your hat to those guys up front. They're doing a great job here along that Clan offensive line.
Sorry.
Nelson again has a big hole up the middle. He's grinding down to the shadow of the goal line. What a great carry there from Nelson.
Just establishing that line of scrimmage, Howie. Nobody touched him until he was 7 yards down the field. That's exactly what you want, the offensive line creating some huge holes. And kudos to them, this young unit really coming together here early in the season and making Nelson's life easy.
1st and goal here for the Clan. Handoff again to Nelson up the middle. Dragging tacklers.
That's the great thing about Nelson is even if he's getting tackled, he still falls forward for 2 yards as Simon Fraser now inside the Willamette 5-yard line.
A little over anxious 2 calls ago. They are now inside and knocking on the door. Fake to Nelson, rolling to his left is Richardson, finds a man, has him in the corner of the end zone for the touchdown, and that is going to be Ethan Basalt. What a great catch. And here comes Simon Fraser again. They put another major on the board, the Mount Boucherie product from West Kelowna. Ethan Basalt, you've seen him on special teams, Nick. Great job there on the sidelines to make that touchdown catch.
And that's just a great play fake that sucks all the defenders up. Defenders also have to respect Richardson's ability to run. Finds Basalt. I think he had 2 options there in the end zone, and he picks Basalt and with a nice catch and falls down inbounds. Gives Simon Fraser their first touchdown of the second half.
Keys Metzlar on for the extra point. Knocks it through again. Oh, he's going to miss this one. He had made 5 straight. He'll miss this one and it'll stay 41-0.
And Simon Fraser with another successful offensive drive here. How you love to see the fact that they're not taking their pedal off the metal here and taking it to the Bearcats here. Obviously, early in the season, you love to see that you're hitting other jerseys and hitting other teams, and you need to keep this offense rolling. Don't take a play off. There's lots of things to work on in training camp, and doing it in live competition here now is just really respecting the process that Coach Ford talks about. Perhaps now with the scoreline, we may see some different folks out there, but you got to take advantage of your opportunities as a backup or a third stringer. And keep your mind in the game and don't get distracted by that scoreline. Keep things going and keep the offense and defense and special teams unit performing well.
Obviously, Mihai Lapoost and Justin Sieber, the latter, the freshman sensation, warming up on the sidelines. Perhaps we'll see a different quarterback in there. Certainly, Richardson has got a lot of good things done today. Ooh, a fair catch called for and tried to run with the football.
Late fair catch there, but I think we'll see that as some indecisiveness there. But that'll bring that ball out once again. A new rule in the NCAA is a fair catch inside the 25-yard line brings it out to the 25-yard line, where this defensive unit for Simon Fraser pitching as a big 0 on the board here. And really, Willamette has not done a lot offensively, just 6 first downs in the first half. And for Simon Fraser, like I mentioned, keep your pedal to the metal, keep focused, and just enjoy hitting somebody else in another jersey.
Yeah, they're not playing L. Davis football. There's no kind of vertical stretching of the field. They are dinking and dunking their way down the field here and unable to find the end zone. Some turnovers as well as Castaneda now with the football scrambles to the far sideline. A throw is going to go over the head of the intended receiver and out of bounds. Intended for Anthony Salmon.
Yeah, just not much time there for Castaneda. He's getting one read and then he's getting happy feet and has to roll out to his right. And just great coverage down the field for Simon Fraser. Not much there.
I believe that was Meinecker.
25-yard line.
Coming over from the middle of that back end to provide the coverage. It's 2nd and 10 now for Willamette. Castaneda feeling the pressure. It's just going to throw it away. And again, Simon Fraser's defense Getting the job done here. Great pressure from 4 Clan players.
Yeah, and again, Howie, just no chance for this Willamette quarterback to set his feet and make a throw downfield. Kudos to this defensive line who's just keep coming, boys. And this senior laden defensive line is putting in some great work here this afternoon at Simon Fraser.
Certainly the competition takes a huge step up in the GNAC, but you have to respect the process and what Simon Fraser has taken to get to this stage today. 33 straight losses to build this imposing lead here. Castaneda will keep it, and he will get hit hard after about a 4 or 5 yard gain. There's a Clan player down.
Yeah, big collision there. And Castaneda, not a small guy, 5'11", 200 pounds.
He's a wide body. As you say, not the fleetest of foot, but he can defend himself when he's running the football.
4th down, Bearcats.
And while we have a minute here, just checking the out-of-town scoreboard here, our women's soccer team, Simon Fraser's women's soccer team, is down in Seattle, Washington against Cal Poly Pomona, 0-0 at the half. Also trying to get a score update from volleyball, playing Chaminade down in Fresno. Now it's 2-2 heading into that 5th set. They were also victorious this morning over UC San Diego, 3-0 in early morning action.
Of course, those games so huge in terms of where they sit in the NCAA overall. You clearly want to do great in the GNAC, but Gina Schmidt taking her team outside the conference to try and earn some power numbers.
And I think next week is the crossover tournament where they play teams that finished in their pod last season. That's going to be a great test of where they stand. Well, pardon me, this is the crossover tournament that they're really going to see where they stand, both nationally and on this West region. And these are games that you got to win early on, because if you don't, you're not even going to be considered for the West region final 8 that make the playoffs.
I think our producer Gabe Lynn might know more about this than the coaches. He has swallowed the manual and is a passionate volleyball fan. Great to see. The home opener next week for SFU volleyball. Pitch to Farmer as he cuts his way up the field, gains about 3, taken down. The swarming Clan defense. Among the tacklers there, Shea Karstens. I've called O'Day High School a number of times, and what a sports powerhouse O'Day is traditionally in that Seattle metro area. And great athletes coming out of O'Day in basketball and football. So Simon Fraser, and really as we talk about an area of expertise in terms of that recruiting imprint for Coach Ford is that SeaTac area. He was at Stadium High, he knows the area so well, and he's going to have a lot of players from that greater Seattle area. Castaneda will keep it, and things will not go his way.
And I think we'll see, Coach Ford really build that fence around the Pacific Northwest. I know he's done a lot of great recruiting, talking to a lot of local coaches. Really done some great recruiting here in BC, but also those connections. They play some great football in the Pacific Northwest and down in California, where he has some connections. I wouldn't be surprised to see multiple either transfers or students coming in as freshmen from those areas as we continue to build this program.
We will see what happens in terms of the Clan trying to get some other guys into this football game as it progresses here. But Willamette still looking on putting up their first points of the game. Castaneda wants the first down, has a man downfield, and a great adjustment to the ball there. The biggest offensive play of the game for Willamette. And the receiver, number 82, turning as he goes in the air to make the catch. Ben Verhoeven, the 6'2 junior out of Redlands, California, with a big catch there.
And there we see some other guys getting in. That's freshman Matteo Montagliani with the coverage. And, Willamette hasn't taken a ton of shots downfield, but perhaps we'll see a little bit more of that here in the second half. Montagliani, pretty good coverage there, but unfortunately unable to make a play on the ball, and a first down for Willamette.
So the best position of the day here for the Bearcats. They're knocking on the door. Home run shot there is not going to go. Not a lot of zip underneath that one. And it was intended for Verhoeven. Second down here for Willamette. The Bearcats out of Salem, Oregon, a Division III program. Again, going nowhere. What a great effort by that Clan defense.
Again, just not much room there. We've seen Castaneda move into under center, trying some quick pitches, quick tosses, and the defensive line of Simon Fraser just eating up this Willamette offensive line, creating a loss of about 4 yards on that play, a fourth and very long.
Believe that was
the Bearcats.
Believe that was Isaac Evans. Sorry to interrupt, the defensive end of the Terry Fox secondary in Port Coquitlam, doing some good things defensively there. So 3rd and long here for the Bearcats. Castaneda has a man, and a great tackle there in the open field by the Clan, but a nice gain close to the sticks for Willamette. And I believe that was our much called tight end target, Zach Utsi, number 85.
Yeah, and Utzi's a big boy, and coming over the middle, that's a tough tackle for any safety. We do see Utsi go down there, but it's tough to bring down a big guy like that. Sometimes you got to go low. You hope to just hit him where you don't hurt him, but we'll see it here. Cut him down at the legs. He's going to be short of the first down stick, but you hope he's okay.
Matt Duda, who was banged up a little while ago, came back onto the field to play before and made the big stop there. They finally are able to get Utsi off the field. He was trying to get off under his own power, but had to pull up and take a seat for some assistance.
And now with not much to lose here, Howie, they're going to go for it here on 4th down, you'd assume. 4th and about 1.5 yards. We'll see if Simon Fraser can, as they've done throughout this first part of the game, really clamp down on this Willamette running attack.
I'll see what they can do here, and big defensive test here for the Clan. Well, thus far pitched a shutout against this Bearcats team. Whistles blow, and a timeout being called.
And with about 3:42 left here in the third quarter, Simon Fraser leads 41-0. We'll take a quick break and be right back.
Mental illness is something anyone can suffer from.
It isn't a choice or a weakness, and you can't just snap out of it.
But with support, we can make each other better.
Check in and care for your friends, teammates, or colleagues, and be a good listener for them.
Ask them how they're doing and if you can do anything to help.
It begins the crucial first step of decreasing the stigma so that we can open up a conversation.
Educate yourself about mental health
and help break down the myths and stereotypes.
Together, we can shape the dialogue about mental health within our community.
And welcome back to Terry Fox Field. The Bearcats take a shot and get a completion inside the Clan 5-yard line.
Hadn't had much success running the ball there. Howie on 4th and 1 decided just to throw it. Great call. We're able to pick up that first down and move it inside the SFU 5-yard line.
See what they can do in terms of staying in the air or trying to power it through on the ground. Castaneda looking for number 82 at the corner of the end zone. Ben Verhoeven again, and they can't get the completion.
Yeah, pretty good coverage there. Not a great throw by Castaneda. Not sure if the receiver would have been there in the corner if he would have been able to bring it in anyway. But Simon Fraser wants to keep this Willamette offense out of the end zone here and keep that 0 intact on the board. They've got 3 more shots here from inside the 5, but so far so good for Simon Fraser.
Verdugo with the coverage there. Now 2nd and goal for Willamette. Castaneda calling his own number this time, and he will get into the end zone. And that's the first score of the game for Willamette.
Oh, they're calling him down, Howie.
Oh, they calling him down. I thought he vaulted the goal line, but maybe we can get a look at that on the Clan TV replay.
I think just how he spun, maybe the ball, like his whole body looked like it was in the end zone. We'll check, we'll see it here on the replay. Again, Castaneda calling his own number, runs to the right. Looks like that ball just lands outside the goal line. So it'll be 3rd and a few inches here for Simon Fraser.
As they try and muscle it over. And we'll wait for the sign from the officials.
Flags on the play.
Defense number 2, lined up in the neutral zone. Penalties decline. A touchdown.
So a touchdown will stand here for Willamette. So Castaneda with the keeper. So a breaking of the goose egg here as Willamette gets on the scoreboard with 2:37 left in the 3rd quarter of play. They will line up for the extra point. And the kick there up and good. That is number 1, Kaylin Sturton, kicking the extra point through. So a 41-7 lead here with 2:37 left in the 3rd quarter. Simon Fraser, maybe the emotion cresting a bit. They were scoring with such regularity, and we'll see if they can reignite that here in the second half. Play up 35-0 at the half, now 41-7.
And you know, with the scoreline, Howie, it is early in the season. You obviously don't want your starters getting injured. We're going to see some younger players here for Simon Fraser, names we may not recognize, but this is an opportunity for them to get some snaps early on in the season and get their feet wet in the real game action.
And that ball there being fielded by Cole Patterson, 6'3" sophomore tight end. So Simon Fraser will take over here at the 31-yard line. And I don't know if we're going to get a quarterback change here or not. We did see some of the other guys in that quarterback depth chart warming up, and it looks like we indeed will, because Justin Sieber, the touted freshman from Covington, Washington's Kentwood High School, the Kentwood Conqueror, who had, I think, one of the top, I don't know what it was, one of the top 10 ever single-game passing performances in Washington high school football
700
history.
yards or something in the game.
Some crazy number. He is going to get a completion on his first collegiate throw, Nick. He goes to the sidelines and finds his man there, and that is Devin O'Hay.
Yep, nice comfortable throw for the freshman quarterback there. Just pivots his foot and takes a nice throw to the close sideline. Great catch there by number 17, O'Hay.
6'3", 175, and the definite future of the position here atop Burnaby Mountain. This time the handoff and the cut up the middle. Working for some tough yardage there is Nick Grossi.
Yeah, we'll see a nice run there on second down, getting Simon Fraser within a couple yards of the first down. And indeed, as we chatted about, we'll see some of these backups. But again, a great opportunity for them to showcase their skills and show the coaches that all this hard work they put on did in the offseason paid dividends.
Sieber to Grossi. He's going to get the first down and more as he barrels up to midfield. Nick Grossi, look at the emotion there. He's loving it. Simon Fraser breaks across midfield.
And the sophomore from Bolton, Ontario. Good run there around the right side, and the offensive line, again, able to open up a huge gap on the right side, and Grossi just took advantage, rumbles for about a 10-yard gain.
We'll see if Sieber wants to take a shot. He's got Ryson John at the top. No, it'll be a handoff again. Grossi, gain of about a yard. Ooh, getting some physicality there. I think Willamette's going to get called for unsportsmanlike.
Yeah, we'll see how this shakes down, but obviously, you know, when you're down 34 points in the third quarter here, you're going to get a little upset, and, you know, coming off a winless season last year. So, you know, Simon Fraser's got to keep their cool and not let Willamette get under their skin, and just keep taking these free penalties that the Bearcats will take, and keep moving the sticks forward for Simon Fraser. We'll see who this call is on right here by Mr. Referee.
There's a shout out too to Nestor's Market here for these great hot dogs.
Oh,
thank you, Nestor's Market.
Finally got these $1 hot dogs.
All I can tell you, Nick, they're not $1 hot dogs.
No, they're delicious.
They're worth their weight in gold. So the penalty indeed being called against the Bearcats, and they'll mark that off as the Clan move it down the field. They're just joining us, a huge effort by Simon Fraser. With 1:25 left in the third quarter, a 41-7 lead. And the pure freshman quarterback, Justin Sieber, Kentwood, Washington, now in the game for Simon Fraser, wearing number 10. Sieber looks downfield, steps up in the pocket, finds a man and has him! He goes downfield and finds number 4, Ethan Basalt.
Very confident
poise in the pocket.
Very confident throw by Sieber. He had a little bit of pressure, was able to step up and find Basalt over the middle. Had to over the linebackers and underneath the safeties. That's a perfect throw there by Sieber.
Sieber studying his wristband there as he looks to the sideline for some last-second instructions. Clan marching down the field now, 1st and 10 on the 13-yard line of the Bearcats. Grossi. He'll run off tackle, punishes runners, puts out a straight arm, and battles towards the 10-yard line.
Great run there by Grossi. Sees the tackler there lined up on him. We see it on the replay here.
I love how he lowers his pad level, squares up, and wants the physicality as he carries that football.
100% Howie, just a little bit of a stiff arm here. Able to knock that defender. It's number 21 for, that's Kendrick Pearson, unable to make the tackle, and Grossi gets a nice 6-yard gain there on first down.
Number 51, Stevenson there with the stop. So 2nd and about 5 here. Sieber going for the touchdown in the corner of the end zone, and O'Hay, I'm not sure how they're going to call. They're going to call it a touchdown. Devin O'Hay. So Simon Fraser's freshman receivers, Metters and O'Hay, both cashing in, Nick, with big majors.
What an athletic catch here. O'Hay in the corner of the end zone, getting pushed, getting poked and prodded, and he's able to, we'll see it here on the replay, Howie, just a nice teardrop throw by Siebert, and just a very nice catch in the corner of the end zone for the touchdown.
The Say Hey kid from Argyle Secondary, what a grab by Devin O'Hay. And Simon Fraser continuing to add to the lead. Keys Metzlar again on for that extra point, knocks it through. And it is 48-7 for Simon Fraser as the third quarter comes to an end. We will take a short break here and be back with more from Terry Fox Field. Howard Samura, Nick Sersky, more in a moment on Clan TV.
And we're back here at Terry Fox Field to start the fourth quarter with Simon Fraser leading 48-7 over the Willamette Bearcats. The kickoff, the ensuing kickoff dribbles out of bounds at the 1 yard line, which will come out to about the 35, where the Bearcats will take over 1st and 10.
And still a lot of great opportunity here over this fourth quarter for Simon Fraser. So many of these guys coming out of fall camp, Nick, want a chance to contribute. It's a big roster, a lot of new guys, and everybody wants to make an impression. It's almost like the fourth exhibition game of the NFL season in a sense.
And this is exactly what this fourth quarter is going to be about. It's just getting some young kids in there, getting some snaps, seeing what they can do. And, you know, it's going to be rare that they're going to have an opportunity to get snaps this early in a game this year. You know, we expect a very tough GNAC schedule, and, we're going to be playing some really good teams right down to the wire. So getting these young kids in the game, getting their feet wet, and the ability just to see some live action will be great for their development as they move forward.
Miles Bryant is a new quarterback wearing number 9, the sophomore from Pasadena, California, now in the game for the Bearcats. Looks to the near sidelines, has a man. The quick swarm there from the Simon Fraser clan. And initially there, Shea Carson's one of the defensive backs getting there for the initial tackle.
Number 9, Miles Bryant now in the game. Brings up 3rd down and 6.
So 3rd down now, 3rd and 6 here for the Bearcats. Bryant with Farmer in the backfield. Just basically running for his life now as the Clan swarm. Number of Clan players in there on the tackle.
Boy, just no chance for Bryant to set his feet and look downfield. He was getting pressure right off the start here. We'll see on the replay. No chance. Number 40 for Simon Fraser. That's Isaac Evans, the sophomore defensive end from Terry Fox School in Coquitlam, BC, with the initial pressure.
Shane Ward finished it off. And how many times have we talked about Shane Ward today? He's making a statement at linebacker. So the Bearcats will have to kick it away here. And the Clan will go back to Basalt to return this kick. Fair catch called for, and the Clan will take over at their own 38-yard line, it looks like.
And another opportunity to see the true freshman, Justin Sieber. See a late flag here, some extracurriculars after the whistle here. But we saw Siever very composed in his first drive here on Terry Fox Field, and perhaps a glimpse into the future once Richardson finishes off his senior season.
But you hear people say it, and it's the most intangible thing I think, Nick, in football to describe, and that's the poise of a quarterback. You just know it when you see it. And I've been watching the Cleveland Browns through the preseason. Baker Mayfield stands in there, and people are talking about the poise. I'm not trying to compare the two guys here, but I'm just saying you see the poise that's there, and you know why he's put up big numbers where he's come from.
And just that calmness and just that ability to step up in the pocket and not get happy feet and panic. Just making those conscious decisions not to, your first instinct is to run the ball for 3 yards. You're looking downfield, you're looking past the rush, and you're seeing that crossing receiver. We had that great throw to Basalt earlier on that crossing pattern that went for 20 yards instead of, maybe a 3-yard rush and a headache for the quarterback.
Clan will put it on the ground again with Grossi, who's getting a ton of carries here. As he brings his physical style. Simon Fraser could have a nice physical 1-2 punch there with Nelson and Grossi.
Yeah, Grossi not the most agile back, but really when he picks his hole, he's going to run downhill and he's strong. We saw a nice stiff arm earlier on. We do have a flag on this play. We'll see what that was. Probably a hold, but a great run there by Grossi is going to come back.
So Scott Mackey, one of the veteran offensive linemen, actually a sophomore out of Yakima, is going to get called.
That is a veteran on our offensive line, Howie. This is a young unit, and I'm really pleased to see what's happened with this running game tonight or this afternoon, and I'm sure Coach Ford, there will be improvements obviously, and they're going to have to keep improving as a unit, but happy to see the progress they've made so far.
We're going backwards right now. Nice catch, an all-hands catch, and a great job there to make that catch by Basalt. But I'll tell you, as we look at this play on the replay, look at the poise from the young quarterback, Sieber. He can hear the footsteps.
Well,
Nick,
number one, the time he had and the poise, because he knows if he's holding this ball for so long, he knows that somebody's coming around that left edge. And they're coming, but he's got time. He takes his time, and finds Basalt 25 yards downfield for a great throw and catch.
What a great throw there by the youngster. 1st and 10, Simon Fraser. Hand off to Grossi, looking for some room, gets taken down after a gain of maybe 2.
1 yard gain.
He put some zip on that football.
2nd down and 9.
And Basalt's been pretty impressive. He's been a guy who has really made some nice catches.
I mean, for a smaller guy, 5'10", 170, headed over the middle is never easy, but has made some great catches, both over the middle and also a couple by the sideline.
We're talking about Sieber in there now, but of course Miles Richardson, what a great game he had in terms of getting the ball in the end zone. We'll talk more about that as the game winds down, but Miles Richardson, maybe a little maligned here, but you know what? He had some, I don't know if he got all the support he could have in terms of showing his best abilities as a quarterback. It was a tough situation the last few years. And he's found guys today.
And we've seen, this offensive line's ability to protect the quarterback has made a big difference. Often last year or in the past few years, Richardson has been, running around for his life a little bit, unable to look downfield. But you now see, and we talked about it, that poise where he's sensing that his presence in the pocket is much stronger, ability to look downfield, avoid the rush, and if we can protect the quarterback like this, Howie, moving forward this season, we're going to see some really good things from Richardson.
Well, this drive will die on 3rd and long, but Sieber with an outlet there. Not what he wanted to find, but they don't lose him.
And just an update on the out-of-town scoreboard. Simon Fraser women's volleyball team down in action versus Chaminade in Fresno, California. We mentioned they were headed to a decisive 5th set. Unfortunately, their 2nd loss in 5 sets in the past 2 days.
Oh my God!
They were down. They lost 15-11. And Howie, we just saw some.
Can we look up the dictionary definition of the fumble, Ruski?
Yeah.
That was crazy. It looks like Simon Fraser got the ball back.
Fumble on the play.
Looks like it'll be the 4th down, so it'll go back to the Willamette Bearcats.
It was
there.
Bouncing everywhere.
Just not a great snap there. It looked like it hit one of the upbacks who was not expecting it.
Not expecting it, yeah.
And that'll turn over to the Bearcats, but. A rare miscue here from Simon Fraser.
Yeah, they've been pretty
on
clean.
Special teams.
Yeah, they certainly have been clean today, Nick. And Willamette keeping the football here, 1st down. There's not a lot of dynamic elements in that Willamette offense.
Haven't really had much space, Howie. The defensive line we've mentioned multiple times for Simon Fraser, their strength, and it's held true today. Willamette, not much room on the ground, really through the air either, but Simon Fraser able to clamp down, especially in the run game.
Kieran Testa out of W.J. Mowat, the junior, and James Bradley, a sophomore from Mount Doug in Victoria. Out there getting some nice reps in the interior of that defensive line. This time they will go incomplete. The intended target there, Ty Benny, the compact 5'7", 750-pound junior receiver.
Incomplete pass on 2nd and 5.
We should mention Simon Fraser next in action next Saturday, September 8th, 6:30 down at Azusa Pacific in Glendora, California. Simon Fraser next at home, Saturday, September 22nd, 6 p.m. Note the special start time, 6 p.m. versus Central Washington here at Terry Fox Field.
Of course, Mini Marchand, Jason Nelson told me his mother is going to be able to watch him play at Azusa, and he's looking forward to that. So a big one next week against a really tough GNAC opponent as they get their conference play underway.
Quarterback keeper on 3rd down by number 9.
See a couple of flags on the play there. Quarterback keeper there by Miles Bryant. Picked up the 1st down initially here, but we'll see what the flag is. Looks to be in the area of holding. while they sort that out, we'll mention again that you can now purchase your tickets to SFU football games online. Visit athletics.sfu.ca/tickets to buy yours today and save $2 on your price at the door. Parking is also free for fans 90 minutes prior to the start of the event. Visit our website, athletics.sfu.ca, for all your details.
And the free parking, a great bonus for those coming to these football games. I was parking my car today, and a guy came up to me, wanted to know how to access the free parking. I explained to him it's really simple, and he was a friend of one of the coaches and was thrilled to be able to get free parking for the football game. So plenty of room to park here at SFU.
And that flag was on Simon Fraser offside, so they'll take the result of the play. Willamette first down here just inside the 20.
So Bryant's got the team marching here as he... Oh no, the different quarterback now again. Castaneda's back into the football game, number 4.
I think Bryant's helmet fell off at the end of the last play, so
see what
NCAA rule, they
comes.
have to go out for one play. So Castaneda comes in, throws one away, and we'll see Bryant here in charge of the second unit here in the Willamette red zone.
Well, a nice opportunity here for Willamette. Been all Simon Fraser today. Willamette able to break the shutout here in the second half. Here is Bryant trying to escape pressure. He's going to get hauled down. And the tackle being made there by the Clan. A jersey tackle.
Kyle Wilson once again in there in the backfield. He's had a great day so far. I think that's his second, possibly third sack on the day. And, Bryant really not taking a ton of time to look downfield. Looks like he just pulls it down and once he senses some pressure and takes a sack on the play.
So big loss there, 3rd and long now for Willamette. Trying to step up in the pocket, but he is swarmed by Clan tacklers. And a further loss.
Yeah, not a ton of time, but really not a lot downfield. Howie, great zone coverage there by the Simon Fraser secondary, and really on 3rd and 14, you're going to be able to tee off as a defensive line, and that's exactly what they do, bringing down Bryant for another big loss.
Boy, Simon Fraser's defense looks reinvented here.
4th and 20. Willamette getting set.
4th and 20. And they will keep their offense on the field. Bryant ready to take the snap.
And they're going to be walking back a little further, delay a game penalty as well.
A long drive back to Salem, Oregon. Following this one for the Bearcats.
Now 4th and about 6 miles.
4th and 25.
See what Bryant can do.
They'll call it 4th and 25 here for Bryant, the longest of the day here for both teams. Another near sack. Bryant will throw it away down the sidelines. Scrambling to try and make the catch was Ty Benny.
And a nice job by this Simon Fraser second unit with a couple backups in the secondary and on the defensive line. Moving Willamette backwards, and now Simon Fraser will take over. Just under 9 minutes left here in the 4th quarter. We'll see a little bit more of Justin Siebert, see what he can do with this offense.
Well, if I've got my count right, 2 rushing touchdowns from Justin Nelson and a defensive touchdown from Jaron Bailey. So 3 touchdown passes by Miles Richardson, and on comes Justin Siebert with one of his own. So 4 touchdown passes through the air, 2 on the ground and 1 through the defense here today for the Clan. And here's Grossi rumbling up the middle. On first down, he's going to get a good chunk of about 6 yards.
And we've really seen a balanced attack from Simon Fraser. We haven't, there hasn't been a ton of, they've had a couple big plays, but really some sustained drives, which we'd really like to see. And again, not a ton of negative plays, which are just drive killers here in college football. So really happy to see this progress from the offensive unit.
Of course, the defense has wreaked havoc and not giving up the big play as well. Here's Grossi feeling his way. On second down, he'll gain maybe 1.5 yards here. Very short gain.
Short gain for Grossi.
Call it 2 yards.
3rd and 2 yards.
Grossi getting a lot of carries here in the second half. Metters lined up in the slot, and I think that pass was intended for him. Also out there, and I think for the first time today, Dallas Dixon, number 84, a sophomore receiver out of Sherwood Park, Alberta.
Yeah, tried a bit of a rub route there, Howie, and it just didn't look like the receivers were in sync there. Sievert's throw overthrown Meadows there, but Simon Fraser will bring up 4th down here. But again, we've seen some great poise by Sievert, and really happy to see what this offense has done here this afternoon.
Certainly, Simon Fraser has answered the bell after a coaching change in hiring Coach Ford in January, hit the ground running, massive recruiting job, getting everybody else in the returning class back on page, and certainly has looked good here today.
And a better snap and a great punt.
Great hang time there, and it's going to go into the end zone.
Punt from Metzelaar is a touchback. There is a flag on the field.
So a flag thrown, but Keith Metzelaars has also shown very, very well here today.
Let's see what this flag is.
6 to 7 extra points. There has not been a field goal attempted in this game.
But it looks like Simon Fraser's going to get the ball back. They're running into the kicker against the Willamette special teams unit. That will give Simon Fraser and Justin Siever another opportunity to take this offense down the field.
The other quarterbacks on the Simon Fraser roster, Mihai Lapust out of Hansworth Secondary in North Vancouver, and Nate Hunt from Holy Cross in Surrey. So a nice group there, all under the senior Miles Richardson. So Sieber back out there, 1st and 10 at the Clan 47-yard line, 48-yard line. Grossi another handoff. He'll dive forward for about a gain of 3 or 4.
Flags fly once again. Looked like in the area of holding.
There's a flag on the field.
This could be coming back.
Offense number 82, 10-yard penalty. 1st down.
Liviano Canil, the 6'3" freshman from Bolinas High School in Parksville, getting flagged on the play.
6'3", 240 freshman. That's a nice big target over the middle there. We'll see what he can do on this drive.
Of course, a great program there in Bolinas that supplied so many great players to the local universities. Siebert has a man, and he makes a play on the sidelines, still on his feet and dragging tacklers. Finally, what a great job there for Liviano Canel. We just talked about him, and he comes up with a big catch right down the sideline. Yards after catch, Nick, great job there.
And that's how you want to respond. You take a holding penalty on one play, you get a nice catch out here in the flat. We can see it on the replay, and he just defenders bouncing off of him. Great, nice big body, 240 pounds running down that sideline. Wow. Nice 1st down there for Simon Fraser.
For sure, broke a tackle and then dragged 2 tacklers about 6 yards downfield. Takes the handoff. Sieber down the field, has a man. It's Metters, overthrows him.
It looked like Siebert thought Metters was going to go a little bit more to the pylon, and Metters cut his route a little bit short there. But nice to see the young kid taking shots downfield. That's what we want to see out of an exciting offense.
Yeah, not afraid to show us that arm early. And of course, a great touchdown pass in the end zone to Devin O'Hay. His first collegiate pass, also a completion. Grossi has some room, he's rumbling, and he too will punish the Willamette tacklers. He carries a ton of Bearcats down to the 25.
Just a great run down the left side here by Grossi. We see it on the replay here. It's basically untouched until he gets 10 11 yards down the field, and he's able to lower his pad level, gain an extra 3-4 yards after contact. Really, really nice run there by Grossi.
Grossi showing well here as he gives Nelson a breather here. He's going to get it again, this time up the middle. Those holes opening up. Is this the same Simon Fraser Clan team we've been watching for the last 3 years? There's a run game in existence here atop Burnaby Mountain.
Really happy to see how this young offensive line has come together. And I mean, you know they're going to get a big test next week at Azusa Pacific against their GNAC foe down in California. But really great way to build some confidence here this afternoon, run the ball downhill. And I'm sure the running backs have combined for over 100, maybe 150 yards here for Simon Fraser today.
Sieber taking another shot. Flag will be thrown immediately.
There is a flag on the field.
Jesse Behringer there. Will have the penalty called against him, I should say. The defensive back gave him a little bit of a tug. Will Behringer coming out of his break. Sievert with a nice throw, and should be defensive pass interference.
Sure, Michael Harrington, number 38, all over him, and that was a very, very obvious infraction.
Just a nice, strong throw from Siebert. He's really able to, again, we talked about that poise in the pocket, just set his feet. Nice throw on that post route, and Behringer running through the defender there and able to draw the penalty.
Behringer from Bellevue, Washington. So here is the freshman. He's got his troops downfield in striking distance. Siebert calmly, and a near catch made there. Great coverage by the Bearcats, looking for Ethan Basalt.
Looked like perhaps a bit of a miscommunication there. As we had two receivers there, that was Basalt and Canil in the same area. Unfortunately, Basalt unable to haul that one in.
Kyle Martz, the Salem native there with the coverage. So second down now. Second and goal for the Clan. Sieber hesitates and is going to break contain and look to the end zone. And a great catch. Did he get the toes down? No. Basalt did his best, Steve Largent there in an attempt to stay in bounds, but unable to get down in bounds.
Yeah, we'll see it on the replay here, Howie, and really nice to see Sieber's ability to extend the play when he does face some pressure. Rolls out to his right, obviously opposite of Richardson's rolling out to the left. Tries to find a man in the back of the end zone. Very close. Great effort there by Basalt.
Grossi now with the football, and he is going to rumble for the touchdown. Grossi, he's been the workhorse, Nick. Nice to see the big guy rewarded.
And just really caught Willamette off guard there. Probably, two passing plays on the first two plays inside the 5-yard line. Caught them off guard. Grossi just heads to the right side. We'll see it on the replay here. Nice hole there opened up by the offensive line there. The unit really gelling together today. And Grossi runs in for his first touchdown of the game.
If you're watching in Bolton, Ontario, that's your guy, Grossi, scoring the touchdown. Simon Fraser. Metzlar off a bad snap. It's going to not gain any trajectory. And the score will be 54-7 with 5:17 left in this game.
Score remains SFU 54, Willamette 7, 5.
That one, Nick, doomed from the outset. The holder unable to get that ball turned around in time, but Fogg McDogg enjoying himself here at this game.
Dancing up a storm down there,
Howie.
He's got some moves. I mean, how couldn't you with this scoreline, Howie? 54-7 here in the fourth quarter. We see again that Grossi run just powering through those would-be tacklers of the Bearcats for his first touchdown of his career. And, really nice to see Simon Fraser spreading the ball around. We've seen multiple touchdowns from different people in their offensive weaponry. And, with a score like 54-7, you're happy that you're spreading the ball around and, having a great afternoon here at Terry Fox Field.
Yeah, and kudos, too, to everybody on this Clan TV crew, from our cameraman to our producer, Gablin. What a great job everyone does here. So professional, getting Clan football on the air for all to see. So Nick and I, we tip our hats to your efforts here today at Terry Fox Field as the Clan gets set to kick off. fielded at about the 15. And a cut made up near the 20. Still going, still on his feet and getting dragged down at about the 27-yard line. And a good run there by Elijah Crockett, the junior from Phoenix, Arizona.
Yeah, pretty good return there by Willamette. And again, with just over 5 minutes left, we'd like to mention our SFU Spirit Shop. The Spirit Shop has SFU branded clothing and merchandise and is proud to support SFU athletics. It's located at the Burnaby campus in the Maggie Benson Center. Pick up your SFU athletics swag today.
And the Clan colors, Nick, we should also mention the Clan helmet. New this year.
Real sharp.
Classically styled, yeah.
Just a bit of a blue matte helmet with a red leaf on there. Really looks good, and like how it goes with the pants. And, very nice, clean, fresh look for Simon Fraser this year.
Clean, fresh look for sure. Luca Bellini from his linebacker spot laying on the hammer there. Defensively for the Clan.
Completed to Willamette. Number 16, Farmer. It's a 1-yard loss.
There you
get of those helmets.
There you get a look at those nice helmets, Howie. Brand new this offseason.
We talked to Coach Ford. We said, hey, why not put that maple leaf proudly on the helmet? A no-brainer there for this Clan team. Running play snuffed out there by Simon Fraser. Emilio Cantagallo, the defensive end from Vancouver College, the junior,
short 4-yard run,
getting it done there. Of course, Angus Reid, a Vancouver College alum, and Vancouver College getting a big win at R.A. Long yesterday down in Washington State. Terrific performance by the Fighting Irish, unranked to start the season at Quad A. But Angus Reid, thanks for him for joining us on our halftime interview session and really talking about the BC football community overall. There's a big completion for a first down. And Willamette's Kodiak Hussey, there's a name for you, the freshman wide receiver from Idaho Falls, Idaho.
Speaking once again of the great high school football and sports scene here, would be remiss to mention if we didn't mention varsityletters.ca again with Howard Samura, our friend here in the booth. Most trusted source for high school and university sports news in BC. Visit the website varsityletters.ca for news, in-depth interviews, and much, much more.
And a drop there, but you can read all about that game, this game here on Varsity Letters. We'll try and take an inside look. Nick, thanks for the shout out there on this game here today. And boy, I'll tell you, fan interest on a holiday long weekend here. Great to see the students just settling into their digs here atop Burnaby Mountain out to support their team.
Well, and really great to see, move-in day on Wednesday. I saw some of the football guys out there helping some students move in their bags and their mini fridges and things like that.
That's what it's all about.
And that's what it's absolutely about here, ingraining yourself in the community. And I'm sure happy to see all of these students and community members here today. And again, a fantastic day, fantastic outing. Family friendly here, great, very inexpensive tickets that you can purchase online, free parking, great activities. We had the climbing wall open here in the recreation building here, free climbing all day, $1 hot dogs and $1 drinks, and just a great family, community-oriented event, and really great to see all the people out here today.
Yeah, it all came together in a great show here for the debut of new head coach Thomas Ford atop Burnaby Mountain today. The Clan with 3:18 away from snapping a massive, mammoth 33-game losing streak.
And once again, we'd love, as we mentioned, those $1 hot dogs. Howie and I had a couple of those earlier on. We'd love to say a special thank you to Nestor's Market for supporting today's home opener with those $1 hot dogs and drinks for fans here at Terry Fox Field. Nestor's Market is your local grocery store, which offers a full selection of items including organic, all-natural, gluten-free, and much, much more. Visit their store today at the Cornerstone.
Yeah, thanks to Nestor's Market. He told me you had 3 today, Nick, total? That's 2 more.
I'm going to go after this game and see if they've any have left over, maybe half price, 50 cents a piece. We'll see.
Willamette Bearcats continue to hold the football, second and about 12 here, just past midfield. They go to the sidelines, the tackle made there. And a good job by the Clan's number 32, Josh Verdugo.
Great read there by Verdugo. Saw the wide receiver stop his route and rips his hands through as that ball's coming in and knocks the ball away and creates separation.
Doug Jackson, the third quarterback. Sorry, Nick. Doug Jackson, a freshman, 6'4", 185 out of San Juan Capistrano, making his collegiate debut. A freshman quarterback in now for the Willamette Bearcats. The rangy pivot decides to tuck it, and he is going to get caught in the backfield. A sack there registered by the Clan, and that's going to be James Pack, the junior out of Bellarmine High School in Tacoma, Washington. A great job there. I've lost track of the sacks here. This Clan defense has definitely racked them up today.
And again, we mentioned that heart of the Simon Fraser defense is that front seven. 4 seniors in that front seven. Really great to see their effort today. And again, still 2 and a bit left here in the fourth quarter, and still pinning their ears back and getting the sacks and creating some negative plays.
Let me put you on the spot, partner. What's your highlight of the game? Let's see if it's the same one as mine. If you had to pick one play in this game, what would it be for you?
Probably the O'Hay touchdown in the back corner. Furthest from us, I'd love to see a close-up replay of how he just got his feet down in bounds. But
I think that's a big one. That's a freshman to a freshman. Really says a lot about where this program's going. My pick's got to be the Jaron Bailey quick 6 pick.
Yeah.
I thought that one, after already putting a TD on the board, struggling early, wanting to get things going, I thought that really got things going. But I don't think you can go wrong with either of those.
And that really turned the tide of this game, Howie. Not that Willamette was marching, but they had the ball around midfield, and Bailey just read the quarterback like a book, picked it off, and nobody was going to catch him 55 yards into the end zone, and from there it was 14-0, and SFU never looked back.
And that was a team learning to win that did this. Not today. And Simon Fraser needed that one, and a big one there by the senior corner, Jaron Bailey. What a huge play that was, the defensive pick 6. Fielding a very, very high punt there is Basalt, who's had a great game himself. We would be remiss not to mention the efforts he's put in both on the offense and special teams.
We've seen some great work by these young players here. I mean, Ryzen John with the touchdown. Robert Meadows had a touchdown. The freshman Basalt, a sophomore, another touchdown. We saw Kester Awunze, the junior, had a couple catches. Devin O'Hay had a touchdown and some other great catches as well. Really great to see this young team rounding into form early on here in the season. And when we head down to California next week, Azusa Pacific's not going to be a joke, but I'm really looking forward to seeing what Simon Fraser can do in this revitalized GNAC.
That really is going to be a test of physicality, focus, and it will measure their depth without question. Azusa will bring the house, and that's going to be a very, very tough test for this Clan team. We should also mention a guy wearing number 11. He doesn't have the shoulder pads on today, and he's walking on the sidelines, and we miss him. Gavin Cobb, he is perhaps the most dynamic single player in the conference. I mean, he was incredible. It was over 1,000 yards in kick returns last year, and he's injured, out for the season. Happened in fall practice. And even without Gavin here, this Clan team has marched on, and I think he gave him a lot of strength to keep going.
100% Howie, and with that presence gone in the locker room, it's going to be some of these young receivers that are going to have to step up and make some big plays, and we saw exactly that today. Again, Basalt with just a nice catch right there. 3rd and about 2 now, but really some great plays by some young student athletes here for Simon Fraser.
Well, let's tell a story about this kid, number 12. His name is Mihai Lapus. He's from Hansworth Secondary, North Vancouver. He was playing on a numbers challenge team at Hansworth Secondary when he was in high school on the defensive line. And the next year they converted him to quarterback, and he got his team into the Subway Bowl provincial playoffs. And here he is playing quarterback at the NCAA level. So a great story there for Mihai Lapus, and a guy who just continues to, be the ultimate student, trying to get better at his position and really helping this quarterback group here with the Clan. Lapus is going to get a completion there, but shy of making any headway on first down.
Completed pass on first down for a 3-yard loss. Brings up 2nd and 13.
Once again, as the clock ticks down under a minute, Simon Fraser in action once again next week, Saturday, September 8th, 2018, 6:30 p.m. At Azusa Pacific University. Once again, 6:30. You can feature or get the live stats and live video through the athletics.sfu website. So be sure to check that out as well. The next home game, Simon Fraser faces off against a vaunted Central Washington University in another GNAC encounter 6 p.m. here at Terry Fox Field, Saturday, September 22nd. Again, 6 p.m. at nightcap. Feel free to purchase your tickets online. You save $2 if you purchase online. Free parking. If you can't make it to the game, athletics.sfu.ca/live is where you can check out our webcast.
Yeah, good to see the great effort here today, but without question, the schedule keeps getting more difficult as this GNAC season progresses, but that's going to do it. The win streak is now history, Nick Sersky, and the Simon Fraser clan. Wow, did they deserve it tonight. What a performance. 54-7, they snap a 33-game losing streak in the debut of clan head coach Thomas Ford. They beat the Willamette Bearcats, and the streak is done.
And we just see the passion there, Howie. We get a look at their huddle there as they head to shake hands with the Willamette Bearcats, who had a great effort here again today. Just great to see this team with some players who haven't won a game in 3+ years. Great to see them come together and play well here this afternoon.
I know we got to do a quick wrap here. Nick, thanks. Great to be with you. Look forward to a great season from Simon Fraser Football. For everybody on the Clan TV crew, including our producer, Gabe Lynn, thanks for joining us. Hope you enjoyed it, and be back with you soon here again from Burnaby Mountain.